Even in the first half, Chris had a header, and in the second half we just broke through twice. Jack's gone through. There was opportunities there, but as I said, we're happy to clean sheet the 3 points.
You've struggled at times to score goals. Chris Holroyd certainly here at the racecourse, I think it's 5 goals in his last 3 here. Is he providing you the answer at the moment?
I think anybody provides the answer as long as we win the game, so it doesn't matter who scores. Been 1-0. Sean scored last week. It doesn't matter who's scoring the goals. As long as somebody does and we keep clean sheet, so that matters.
And you're having a bit of momentum at the moment, certainly after the Chester win as well.
Yeah, definitely. You said after the Chester game, we have a bit of momentum, and I thought the lads were outstanding. I think Mark Carrington today was, for me, man of the match. Chrissy will get the accolades, and I thought he'd done well, but Carr's come in, sliced the left back, he was outstanding. Covers left back, covers right back, he can do my job in midfield. He's 3 players for me.
And the added bonus, you come into the change room, see that Dover have slipped up, you're just a point off the top now.
It is what it is. There's going to be twists and turns in a week. It's going to be a rollercoaster season. All we can do is look after what we can do. The opposition that's in front of us will do our best, as I do every day in training. They do every game, and we'll go out and we'll be more. We get 3 points.
You've got Dover to come before Christmas. To play Macclesfield before Christmas. The big games are coming.
Yeah, as you said, the big games coming. That's what you want to be a part of. Decent attendance today. I think it's a little bit subdued, if I'm honest. The second half. I don't know if we scored a couple, but no, I think obviously we'll have big attendances, and obviously the fans can make the difference. And obviously we had a great following there at Chester, like how we had the atmosphere that created. Same Tranmere, and I have no doubt because players like Macclesfield will take a big following there.
And these big games, as you say, this is what this club has wanted to be part of for so long, and hasn't. You've got to embrace this pressure now, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. As I've always said from day one, there are only a bunch of lads in there. They come in every day to give us everything, and we had a blip up the files, and they put that right in. So obviously keep working hard, and that's all we can do, and that's all I ask them. Every time we go out and represent the football club and everything that they do, they give everything.
And another game on Tuesday, you'd be wanting more of the same?
Yeah, we're at home. It's a game, you said. We'll be looking to get 3 points.
I'm Paul Rutherford. Follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM.
Well, Chris, 2-0 win here at the racecourse against Fleet, massive 3 points for us.
It was a tough game looking at on paper. I think they've drawn a lot of games like us this year, so it was always going to be a tight affair, but I think we controlled the game quite well. It was nice to get the second goal and ease a bit of pressure, so they were a direct team. Last 10 minutes we didn't want to be going into it 1-0 down, so that was pleasing. We could kill the game off.
2 goals for yourself, that's 6 for this season, so you must be delighted.
Yeah, I am, but I've said all along that I'm a team player, whether it's me getting the goals or anyone else, it doesn't matter to me as long as we get the win, and the end goal is the same for I think everyone in the changing rooms getting promoted this year.
Talk about those goals for a moment. First goal, obviously, I think their goalkeeper wasn't happy, wouldn't say it was over the line, was it?
Yeah, he's going to say that. I thought it was clearly over. Yeah. I've just lost my footing actually. I've gone to strike it, and luckily it's gone into the ground and he's gone the wrong way. But from where I was, it was clearly over. But he's going to say that.
And the second one, someone brings the ball back, you get onto it, win the penalty. Our first of the season. Yeah, we're nearly 20 games in. That's the mad stat pattern. And to step up to take that bit of pressure.
Yeah, it's a strange one. We've not had a penalty. I think we've had numerous shouts this year. So yeah, Tom's did great, like you say, held the ball up well. I just tried to drive it with the lad in the box and give the referee a decision to make, and luckily it's gone for us. I've already scored, so I'm confident enough to step up and put it away. And like I say, ease the pressure for the last 10 minutes.
Is there ever, obviously it was our first penalty, were you the person who set out to take the penalties if you're on the pitch, or was it just a case of, I've won it, I'm having this one, I'm confident?
Yeah, I think like you say, I think we were surprised that we actually got one. So we didn't really have anyone in mind. Like I say, I won it, so I was confident enough to step up, and more importantly, as long as it goes in the back of the net, I think there's no arguments after that.
Second in the table now, goal difference is better than the sides below us. Mac and Dover seem to be the two sides that we're battling for at the minute. We've got both sides next month, and crucial run of games coming up for us.
It is, yeah. I think we looked at the start of the day, 3 points will be massive, and it really would close the gap. And looking forward to Tuesday, another 3 points would. Who knows where we could lie after that.
Well, that's indeed. Holroyd's ready for the 3 points. Are you ready for the off? Wrexham kicking towards the cop end in this first half to go through the teams again. Chris Dunn in goal for Wrexham. Roberts, Pearson, Smith and Carrington across the back. Rutherford, Wedgbury, Wright and Kelly in midfield. Holroyd and Reid up front as Wrexham immediately start off, and Wedgbury launches it out for a throw-in to Solihull, level the edge of the area, right-hand side. Solihull side, Townsend in goal. Across the back, Green, Daly, Kelleher and Bowen. In midfield, Morumbedzi, Richards, Carter and Carline. Up front, Asante and Thomas, as the throw-in is taken by Green, and Carrington heads it partly clear into midfield, and Morumbedzi miscontrols. Reid nicks it from him, very crowded in there. Kelly knocks it off Morumbedzi for a throw-in to Wrexham. About 10 yards into the Solihull half, taken quickly, and Carrington lifts an early ball forwards. Reid jumps and forces a misheader, but it's partially cleared. Carrington, 25 yards out, left-hand side, wants to switch. Morumbedzi nudges him, so he's not able to do that. He works it back to Pearson. He clips it over the top. That's a very difficult angle to achieve, and he's put it straight out of play. But obviously, straight away, Solihull just restricting space in midfield, aren't they?
Yeah, it's obviously a lively start for Wrexham. They've obviously tried to go it, but Solihull are obviously well compact. They know they're going to get a lot of this all game, and they're set up nicely. They've kind of not afraid to have 10 at the back if they need be, and yeah, it's frustrating Wrexham had to go for the long ball, and twice they've kicked it straight out of play, so you'd say the plans are working for Solihull.
It's a blustery day, as you may hear from our microphones sometimes. A throw-in's taken, Morumbedzi flicks it on. Akil Wright can't deal with it, but in the second attempt he drives it down the line. It's hacked away. This already looks like trench warfare. Pearson's clattered into. Referee surprisingly gives nothing. Keats throws his arms out wide in complaint, and the ball's dribbled through anyway to Chris Dunn. This is Tamba Masanka's just arriving in the bench. He's a bit unlucky not to be on the pitch from the start of there after a good appearance off the bench on Saturday. Long clearance, easily headed clear by Kelleher, and a flag goes up immediately against Asante. And Wrexham need to find ways to just bypass this crowd in midfield, don't they?
That's always been the problem. It's kind of teams fancy parking the bus, then teams will just get away with it, and Wrexham need to find a way to beat these teams that obviously aren't trying to play end to end and just try and find that one chance that can get the goal, because that'll completely mess up the other team's tactics if they came for a draw.
Pearson with a free kick in his own half, and he drives it towards the edge of the box. Holroyd's after that in the air, headed away by Daly, and then cleared into midfield where Akil Wright gets up, creates a loose ball. Marcus Kelly was obstructed by the referee. I think he would have got to it first, but as it is, a chance maybe for a breakaway as Green goes accelerated on the right-hand side. Has he kept it in? Yes, just about. The crowd don't like that, but as it lines him as right. But Wedgbury does well just to break that up, and in the end, Solihull have to go back into their own half. Daly squares it on to Keller in his own half. The big centre-back, both centre-backs are huge. They're real threats from set pieces. So moved over to the left-back Bowen. That's a poor ball forwards, which skips through to Dunn. Wrexham will have to be really careful with set pieces. On Saturday, Solihull won a terrific percentage of headers in the box from free kicks in their own half, from corners, from throw-ins. Wrexham need to be careful with that, as they got a bit of space in the halfway line. Now Roberts dinks it over the top. It's a nice idea for Holroyd's, but it'll be easily intercepted by Daly, who pokes out of play. It's not a bad idea though, is it? Just turning them and getting a gain up the pitch.
No, it's a better idea than going for the long ball, almost playing it down the line and just trying to put the defenders under pressure a bit, and obviously all he could do is kick it out for a throw, and it's a good chance for Wrexham in their own half.
Roberts throws it into the edge of the area, but immediately Reid's under pressure. Poor touch by him, and he's lost it. Wedgbury wins it back in midfield and does well to work it to Pearson. He's got a bit of space. He plays it over the top early, looking in the air. Easy header clear for Kelleher, and now maybe a chance for Solihull to build. It's Carter in midfield, squaring it onto the left-hand side. Bowen again goes long, looking in the air for Thomas. Easy header clear for Manny Smith, thrown the halfway line, left-hand side to Solihull. Will be taken by Bowen. Both fullbacks have long throws. This is just too far out for him to try and plant it in the box, but he'll put it round the corner of the area from here. He's got a short option in Carter, but instead he steals a few yards and hurls it into the box, in fact. A bit too strong. Manny Smith is clever. He just leans on his man, makes sure nobody touches it, and it spears through for a goal kick. But there's an indication of what they can do, you know, even with the ball in their hands on the halfway line.
Oh yeah, it almost caught Wrexham by surprise, the long throw. I don't think anyone expected a throw that was going to go that far. Pearson and Smith were almost kind of shocked by it, and didn't really know what to do with it, and in the end, luckily it went out for a goal kick to Wrexham. But if that's in a more dangerous area, that throwing it can really cause some problems.
And as I said, against Maidstone, free kicks in their own half, they were launching in the box. That sort of straight ball that you expect to usually be won by a centre-back. They're winning a heck of a lot of those. Yeah. Long ball forwards, headed away by Kelleher. Manny Smith leans into his man and wins it back. Kevin Roberts now. Rutherford offers down the line. Roberts plays it towards him. Rutherford's done really well to keep that in. Back to Roberts, who knocks it over the top. That's a nice idea. Royce, he's unlucky. He's offside. I didn't think he was, to be honest, Matt.
I think, yeah, it was one of them that you could either give the benefit of the doubt to the striker, and I think he was kind of just in line. I think it was a really clever run from him, but the linesman obviously thought otherwise, or he was caught sleeping, so yeah.
Part of what they did well on Saturday, they made their game quite compact, and you just got a feeling watching it that where they were vulnerable was the centre-backs quite slow, and their defensive line was just a bit higher than they were comfortable with. The goal they let in was a mess. Both centre-backs failed to deal with it being played over the top in the same move. And you just wonder if Wrexham immediately are playing long balls, looking to turn them, and I suspect that's Wrexham's game plan. They know passing through midfield is going to be difficult. Yeah. Drop it in behind the centre-backs and give Holroyd someone to run on as the ball's played forwards. Moran Bedsy's popped up narrow. Now he's got an option to his left. He feeds in Calon, who's taking on Roberts, left the edge area, onto his right foot, whips a cross in. Manny Smith's there at the near post, clears into midfield. Reed jumps. He's done well to create a loose ball, and he's strapping now to try and win it back. In the end, Richards is there, feeds it into the hole. Moran Bedsy muscled off it well by Akil Wright. He is Marcus Kelly on the halfway line, left-hand side. He sensibly slows things down because there weren't really any good forward passing angles. Carrington into Akil Wright, who fakes to go out, then goes in, and then gets his Achilles trodden on by Richards. Free kick in midfield.
Achilles right.
That could have been
terrible.
It was still worth it. It could have been nasty, that, but he was fine. He got up. I'll remember that Achilles right, I like that. Pearson knocks it long. Reed on the flank jumps, wins that well. Holroyd latches onto it 20 yards out. Can't take it in his stride, but he's still got it. Rutherford's made a nice run into the box. Holroyd sees him, clips it in. Reed heads it on instead. It goes just wide. I've got to say, Reed's header was never looking like it was going to drop on target, but the keeper still dived to cover it. And Holroyd, when he drops in those little holes, that's where you can do damage to a side like that with two rigid lines of four.
Yeah, really nice play. And you just thought if the ball had a bit more pace on it, might have missed Reed and gone straight to Rutherford there for a tap in at the back post. There just wasn't enough pace on the original cross, but brilliant play from Holroyd, lovely movement, made plenty of space, and that's what they're going to have to do, because that really took Solihull by surprise. Obviously they're trying to set out for kind of defensive game, but when Wrexham just moved about, Holroyd came back and then really created a great chance.
Ball kick taken and well reached by Akil Wright after Manny Smith had won the header, and now Kelly's got a bit of space in the halfway line. Reed's made a good run and created space. Kelly comes inside, feeds a through ball. Rutherford one-on-one with the keeper, and a flag goes up against him. His first touch was poor, so I don't think he'd have got the shot in, but that is promising. Twice we've had tight offsides. They're not quite getting their line right, I think.
There's another one, I think, I looked onside to me. It was a great run from Rutherford, just using the pace. They're quicker than the centre half, so they need to give themselves a yard, because they're quicker than the centre half, but they're kind of playing on line with them. Linesman's obviously not giving them the benefit, but yeah, really nice play from Wrexham. They're splitting him in half here. Hopefully it continues and they can create a proper chance soon.
9th minute here on Calon FM has flown by the start of this match, I must say, but Wrexham with good movement for Rutherford twice, starting to create opportunities. Goal kick taken. Was Pearson fouled? Ref says not. Pearson's taken a long time to get up. It's ruled out for a goal kick in the end. Some typical strong defending by Manny Smith, or the man on his back, but Pearson's still on his back. This is a bit worrying. Pearson doesn't tend to stay down. Paul Hurst has been, James Hurst, has been sent out to warm up. The ref's standing over Pearson, and despite the fact Pearson is holding his head, he doesn't seem to have any interest in allowing the physio to come on. Remember, you can get in touch with us on hashtag ASKWXM. That's hashtag AskWrexham if you want to ask us anything about how the game's going. At the moment, it's going nowhere because Pearson is still down. He's getting up now. Pearson does tend to try and make a point to the officials. It maybe he's just trying to say, I took a whack in the face, come on. And he's been chipping away at the linesman for the last 15 seconds. So maybe he's trying to make a point. I hope so, because Can't afford to have him injured.
Yeah, well, almost dupes the kind of ref, because he's this hard nut that plays the centre half and he stays down for longer than maybe he should. But so they might think there's something generally up. But he did look down for a while. But I think he's all right. He's a tough cookie. He'll be all right.
He's a crafty customer. Goal kick taken. Reed flicks it on well, but it's cleared, and Daly tries to hit an expansive diagonal which skips away for a throw by the corner flag deep in Wrexham's half. No way that Murrumbedzi was going to get there. So Carrington will take the throw. Gets it back and has to launch it long. Reed in the air and creates a loose ball, to be fair to him. Kelleher knocks it long. Pearson gets it well to head it away. Wright helps it on. But Solihull getting to the second balls at the moment. As Green plays it, it's a clever chest down by Thomas. Asante denied, but the ball comes out to Calon. Hits a straight at Dunn from the edge of the area. Decent chance that, but just no direction with his effort.
It's a real let-off for Wrexham, but lovely play from Solihull. Nice little one-touch pass in, ended up at Calon, and his shot was just a little bit too weak, and it went straight into Dunn's hands. But yeah, that's how dangerous they can be. They're not just about parking the bus. They've got plenty of good players in attack, and they can really punish Wrexham if they get another chance like that.
From the keeper's kick, Reed flicks it on well. Holroyd can't quite get to it, and then Solihull move it around nicely and have got it onto the left-hand side. Carline again works it inside. Thomas has time to turn, plays it up towards the edge of the area. Dreadful touch by Asante. Wedgbury takes it from him, and now Wrexham can try and build from deep. Kelly's come narrow. Roberts takes over, still in his own half. Reed's dropped off. Rutherford's made a run over the top. Roberts sees him, lifts it in, looking for him. It's a teasing ball, and Rutherford's got there first. Plays a first-time cross, puts it behind, off the defender for the corner. Great ball by Roberts, and Rutherford again with his running.
Yeah, it's really clever play from Wrexham. They know the wingers are quicker than the centre-halves and the wing-backs for Solihull, and they're just dinking it over the top, and every time they're beating them, and then that's won a corner from just simple ball down the line, and yeah, it's working well.
12th minute here on Calon FM. It's Wrexham 0, Solihull Moors 0. Wrexham with a 100% record against Solihull Moors. We played them 3 times, beaten them each time. Last 2, both last season, were 1-0. We'd certainly take that. Kelly with the in-swinger from the right-hand side. Wrexham looks so dangerous on set pieces start the season. Haven't scored one from a corner for a while. Men standing on the keeper. Kelly swings it in towards the edge 6-yard box. Firm headed away by Daly. It's a great climb by the centre-back. Carrington on the halfway line launches it back in. Helped on by Pearson. He's not got an angle on that though. Heads it across the face of the box and it's cleared. Picked up by Thomas. Poor touch by him again. Oh, Keir Wright's done really well. He's clipped. Free kick. They're enjoying fouling Wright, but it shows he nips in and wins things, doesn't he?
Yeah, him and Wedgbury are obviously the masters at doing that, and they're obviously winning a foul. Just gets in there first, goes down. He already knew the tackle was coming. Wins Wrexham a free kick in a decent area.
Free kick about 35 yards out. Wedgbury will take it. In fact, he's left it now for Carrington, who thinks about the cheeky quick one down the line to Kelly. Instead, he's going to launch it in. Carrington signals with his left hand. Carrington steps up, dinks it in towards penalty spots. Nice shape on that, but it's headed away by Kelleher and is picked up in midfield by Asante, who's done really well to help it on now. And Thomas is running at Roberts, the last man. He's got no support. Wrexham getting back quickly and holding him up. He's now spread to the right where Murrumbedzi arrives on the edge of the area. Kelly is beaten by Murrumbedzi's footwork. He takes on Carrington. Carrington stays on his feet, but the ball goes in the box and Pearson hacks it clear. Kelly accelerates but can't get to it. Dangerous break that, wasn't it?
Yeah, they keep on getting through, and it's really nice breaks, nice speed and lots of skill, and you just get past Wrexham too easy. Wrexham are committing too much and then it's leaving them open at the back, and Solihull are almost taking advantage of it.
Bowen with a long ball forwards. Pearson wins about now. Chance of a break if Holroyd can bring this down. He's juggling it. Richard seems to foul him. Referee plays on. Akil Wright picks it up. Kelly's in space on the left-hand side. He plays them in. Kelly has 2 men to aim at the far post. Swings it in first time. Great shape on that. Brilliant defensive header. Puts it behind for the corner. What a cross by Kelly. And brilliant work by Bowen, the left back, because Reed and Rutherford are attacking it. He heads it behind. Great defending that.
He had to make that header, Reed Green. It was brilliant. Really good ball from Kelly, but obviously 2 men waiting at the back. It was a certain goal for Wrexham if he didn't get that glancing header on it to take it out for a corner. But that's probably the best attack that Wrexham had all game, and real dangerous, and a brilliant ball from Kelly. Just next time you think that might go in if it wasn't such a great header by Green.
You did really well to get back the full-back as well and cover behind his centre-backs. Here's Kelly then with the swinging corner. Reed stands on the keeper. Manny Smith on the far post. Everyone else around the penalty spot. Swung to the near post. Holroyd flicks it on. Clears. Stabbed back in by Rutherford. Headed away once more. Rutherford scurries after that awkward bounce for him. But he's managed to head it wide to Kelly, who brings it down. He's got options deeper. Rolls in Roberts. Return pass. Kelly down the line. It's nicely worked. Rutherford now. Oh, unlucky to turn his man. And is tackled. And now another chance of a break for Solihull, who got Morenbedzi making a run inside. But Akil Wright makes an interception. It spins to Morenbedzi, but the interception takes the pace out of the move. It's carried forwards over the halfway line by the centre-back, Daly, who stands up a big diagonal towards the edge of the area, which bypasses everybody, skips out of play for a throw into Wrexham, 15 yards out right-hand side. To be fair to Wrexham, like we were saying in pre-match, we're not that creative, but actually we've not done too badly going forward so far.
It's definitely not the game I expected tonight. Both sides have looked really creative, plenty of skill. And really going at each other. It could have been plenty of goals already. It's a really good start.
Throw in taken. Akil Wright heads it on well. It's picked up by Green, coming narrow, and he works it back into his own half. Daly stands it up long. That's a nasty one for Roberts to deal with. He just about manages to, more by luck than judgment. Rutherford, after Manny Smith steps in, feeds it back to Roberts. He has more time this time. Drives to the halfway, and Reed jumping in the air, beaten by a towering header by Kelleher. Pearson takes a touch on the edge of the area, drills it back where it came from. Daly is there. Slices his clearance rather, but Green beats Kelly to it. And Carrington over the top, looking to give Reed someone to chase, but he'll be beaten to it by Kelleher, who drives it out of play again. Those balls over the top, just forcing the centre-backs to put it out. The Wrexham look to quickly restart before Solihull get their shape. They are disciplined when they lose the ball. Solihull, they drop into a 4-4-1-1 very quickly. Carrington has it on the halfway line, his left foot. Neat little ball to Kelly, who's dropped narrow. Oh, lovely skill, beats his man. Now then, Kelly running for the middle. Rutherford makes another of those runs. Kelly spreads, but doesn't get it right. There's a deflection, which allows Bowen at full stretch to beat Roberts to it. Rutherford's movement is terrific so far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. A nice little play from Kelly as well. But I think you already mentioned about Solihull. Wrexham, if they break quick, they really catch them by surprise. They're very organised at the back, but it's only when Wrexham are taking time to attack. When Wrexham break quickly, they're all over the show.
Throw in taken. Solihull's midfield is deep. Right spreads to the left-hand side. Carrington has Kelly inside. Rolls it instead into the centre circle. And Wrexham being patient. Pearson short. Kelly goes back to the keeper. And Wrexham will look to build again. 17th minute here on Calon FM. Still 0-0. Reed jumps and creates a loose ball once more. He's not winning headers, but he's creating loose stuff. And you can ask us how things are. Any observations on the match using Ask Wrexham. That's hashtag ASKWXM on Twitter. Long ball forwards. Manny Smith intercepts. Calon gets a foot to it. And then again, Wedgbury gets a toe to it. Wright and Wedgbury have been impressive early on. Ball driven forwards into Wrexham's half. And Thomas manages to get a flick on, but has no support. And it skims through harmlessly to Dunn. Waits for his players to get into position for driving it long. Looking for Reed. He flicks it on nicely. Holroyd won't get to it. It's not done badly in the air. Reed's conceding the side of the centre-backs, is he?
No, he's doing well. He's timing his jumps well, getting his head on the ball, and Holroyd's making some clever runs, and it's a nice little partnership they've got going on at the minute.
Long kick by the keeper. Wright, there's two men against him. They jump higher than him and flick his on, but Pearson wins it, and he's jumped into as well by Asante. Free kick, which Manny Smith wants to take quickly out to Roberts, right hand side. A little bit of space to run into. Carline waits for him on the halfway line. Roberts threads it neatly ahead of him. Holroyd out wide to Rutherford. Little triangle. Roberts once more. Miscontrol by him, but he's still got it. Wedgbury takes over inside to Holroyd again. Solihull smothering, but there's a lot of space on the left hand side. Carrington's made a great run. Holroyd sees him and nearly finds him. Great interception by Green, who had tucked in and allowed that space outside him, and he just had enough pace to make it. Now then, Akil Wright wins it back in midfield. He has to go to that Wedgbury. Clever pass. Carrington again is advanced, comes inside and beats Morenbedzi. Dinks over the top. It's a nice idea. It's cleared. Good run again by Rutherford. Rutherford's movement's fabulous. And Carrington didn't quite find him, only because Daly made a really good interception. Wrexham are on the edge of getting those passes right, as in midfield Carter is forced to go backwards through the diligence of Rutherford, sprinting up and hassling him. Long diagonal, which Carrington deals with cutely. Fakes to head it, draws Morenbedzi in, and then ducks underneath it. Throw into Wrexham. Pearson receives it deep in his own half, drives it long. Reed in the air, jumps, and well, actually it goes beyond him, and he'll keep chasing that. The keeper has to go out the box. Flat clearance. Who got lucky there? Just evaded Rutherford and falls to Calon on the halfway line. He feeds it into the hole. Picked up by Asante, who draws a cheap free kick. Akil Wright's going in an angle which he couldn't really afford to go in for. That was a silly way to give a free kick away in a dangerous position.
Yeah, he'd already left him really, Akil Wright. Asante had left Akil Wright, so obviously I feel like he had no option to bring him down really. Cheap foul, the position it's in. But today we've mentioned about the danger from set piece. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to do, bring them down there. Maybe you should have let him run on.
But it's Carter to take it. Wrexham putting up a 3-man wall. It's shooting range just about. The big men are up though. It's a pre-planned one. Work down the left-hand side of the box, and Rutherford gets across the blocked across corner. Left-hand side, Asante peeled away behind the wall. It was fed then down the sides of them. But Rutherford was alert to it. Blocked it behind. Corner. Left-hand side. Keep an eye on Carter, who lurks on the edge of the area. He likes to make a late run to offer the short corner. And he's in exactly that position now. Rutherford's got him. We haven't got a second man to cover if he tries that. Here he goes. And, well, Warren Bedsy thought about using him and didn't. Instead, he swings to the near post. Decent ball in. Good header. Clear by Akil Wright. Now then, Reed on his own up front has to hold this up. He holds it up well. Works it back to Kelly on the edge of his area. Kelly fakes the pass and then dribbles past his man. Lively start this by Kelly. Reed now deep in his own off left-hand side. Oh, it's a poor return pass. If indeed it was a return pass. So far away from Wrexham. And hard to work out exactly what he's aiming for there. Played forwards. Nice flick by Asante. Manny Smith into the back of Thomas. Referee says no foul. It was certainly clumsy by Smith. Wrexham a bit lucky perhaps. Wedgbury switches, skimming the ball out to the left. Carrington in space on the halfway line. Now Murabedzi comes to him, but there's a space between the midfield and defence, and Kelly's popped into it, and Carrington has found him. Kelly feeds it into the centre circle. Wedgbury. Oh, look how deep Solihull's midfield are. They're all within 30 yards of goal. Wedgbury feeds it in. Rutherford around the corner. Lovely ball. Roberts now. Chance to cross. His first touch was heavy. Good tackle. It's a corner. Roberts needed to deliver earlier, but again, Rutherford dropping off. Ball on the corner.
Yeah, it's really nice play from them pair down the right, and using each other well, whether it's Roberts playing it to Rutherford or the other way round. Yeah, giving the left back an absolute nightmare of a time, and it's another corner to Wrexham down that right hand side, but it's really, really promising.
Roberts got forward more last Saturday than I've seen him, and he's repeating the trick here. There's Rutherford's movements making it possible. He's a scintillating start. Kelly with a third chance to put the corner. Wrexham line up differently this time. They attack from the 6-yard box. Keeper comes, punches it out of the square. He did well to get anything on that really, and it's gone for a throw in by the corner flag. Pearson lunged in to attack it. So Carrington is jogging up to take the throw, and Manny Smith has stayed up. Sean Pearson's gone back. Carrington then, well, unless he's developed a long throw overnight, so he seems to be setting up for a longish throw. Maybe not. Kelly's dropping off now to offer, and he receives. Kelly on the left hand side. Nice footwork. Just loses his man. Can he deliver now? He's got it onto his left foot, and he swings it across, but it's blocked well by Green. He's a very good start at right back. Murabedzi digs out a clearance, held up by Thomas, and he's spread it into midfield on the stretch. Carline gets to it and does well. He spreads it to the left hand side. Asante 25 yards out. Wedgbury is shoulder to shoulder, forcing him wide, forcing him off the pitch. Good work by Wedgbury. Poor touch by Asante. Wedgbury, he's a destructive midfielder, but he covers the ground very quickly as well. He's a good up presence in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's here, there, and everywhere. Is Wedgbury, and he was covering in right back there from almost a break that was from his own half. So yeah, he's all over the pitch. He must run the most miles by a mile. He's just here, there, and everywhere, and he's definitely a huge asset to Wrexham the way he breaks up play.
He's done. Receives the ball from a back pass and drills it long. Reed jumps and flicks it on. He's clattered into. Well, that I suspect to be the first card of the match. As Daly smashed into the back of his head.
I'd be surprised if it's not a yellow. He knew what he was doing, Daly.
It's got to be a yellow. That's surely the referee's body language. Now I'll just see if he is booked, and then Matt, you can take us through to half time.
No problem.
And
I'll get the gruesome half of the first half.
Exactly, absolutely. Well, it looks like a long talking to and nothing more. And yeah, he's lucky there, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, it's really nasty challenge from Daly. He just went straight into the back of Reed, who he had no intention of getting the ball or even going for it. And yeah, I don't know how it's not a yellow, but hopefully he's lenient to both sides if that's the way he's playing. So Wrexham have a free kick in their own half. It's going to be Pearson to take it. Wrexham are just outside the box with all the players waiting. High line from Solihull. Pinged over the top by Pearson. Flick on. Goes out for a goal kick. It's just a bit, not enough pace on that really, was there, Mark, you think?
Yeah, Roberts isn't usually the aerial target, but he's decent in the air, and I think they're just trying to spring something a bit different. You know, they got such a lot of height, Solihull, that will throw the right back as a surprise round the side of the set piece, but it just came a bit too high for him, didn't it? He couldn't control it.
Yeah, Wrexham obviously leaving Pearson back. He took the free kick, and it was obviously just played over to Roberts, and it wasn't good enough. But Wrexham looking lively in the first 23 minutes. Long ball from Solihull up to Pearson. Pearson wins it. Lovely flick on from Rutherford. Reed is cleared by Daly. It's now with Bowen, the left back. Calon has it. He's got some pressure by the Wrexham players all around him. It's well won by Roberts. Brilliant one, and he can break now with Rutherford. The referee gives a free kick. What do you make of that, Mark? You think it was a free kick?
I couldn't see much to it. I mean, he was crowded out more than anything else. It looked pretty innocuous. He went down, I think, more in hope than anything else.
Yes,
a bit lucky the ref helped him out.
Yeah, real dangerous break from Wrexham. It could have been, but the referee gave a bit of a soft free kick, it seems. But meanwhile, in the middle of the park, it looks like Pearson's down again, I think. Yep, Sean Pearson's.
Oh, we can't afford that. We can't afford that.
That's not good, is it? Not good.
For a number of reasons, Pearson is just a terrific leader. We can't afford any injuries with him. Plus, I mean, frankly, we are thin on cover at the centre of defence. Ollie Marks is out on loan. We've got Hurst on the bench, so could be he or Roberts would fit in if Pearson wasn't able to continue. But it's always feels a bit worrying when a player goes down off the ball for no apparent reason.
Yeah, it's definitely not like Pearson either. He's obviously seems to be holding his leg or something, but just hope he's okay.
Yeah, it's not that a head injury that he had earlier on. It's his leg that's been looked at. He's been helped to his feet, so it looks like he'll be able to continue, at least in the short term. But Wrexham desperately need to keep Pearson fit throughout the season, quite frankly.
Yeah, he's gone off the pitch for now, but he should come back on. But obviously they're a man short now, without the leader at the back. And Solihull have a free kick in their own half that they're going to lump it towards the box. We don't know how dangerous they can be from set pieces. It's going to be Bowen to take the free kick. He drills it with his laces, flat towards the right wing, cleared by Mark Carrington. It's now out with Daly. Reed looks to challenge him, almost wins it. And it's brilliant. That's a foul, surely, on Akil Wright. Referee doesn't want to know. And it doesn't look good for Akil Wright. He's down holding his knee. Richards is telling the ref he needs to get some help here.
That's really worrying, that. I mean,
really holding his knee.
Yeah.
Richards straight away stopped playing and said, get someone on the pitch.
That's what's worrying me, that an opponent, because Solihull carrying on at first, but an opponent, the player who made the challenge on him, immediately, and there was no hint of a foul, but Richards immediately stopped joining in the move and is waving to the referee, telling him to stop playing. He hasn't left the right side, and that is a worry. He was holding his left knee.
Yeah, his left knee didn't look good. Just one of them ones that's nothing in it, but he's just fell awkwardly or whatever. And
yeah, he did well to win it, didn't he? The ball dropped loose. He nipped in front of his man.
That's the problem you're going to get with Akil Wright. The way him and Wedgwood are already nicking ahead of him, they're always going to get late tackles on them, and there's no malice in them, but it's the way they go in and the way they'll come out of them worse off.
Well, I hope it is just that. In fact, Wright is now sitting up. That's hopeful. I hope it is just that Richards gave him a good kick. And that sounds a bit of a harsh thing to say, because when he was holding his knee, I thought, if you get kicked hard, all right, that's going to hurt. But if you land awkwardly and do your knee ligaments, well, that could be extremely serious. Now he's up.
He is up, but he's limping rather gingerly. So
he's really testing that left knee, and I think whatever's happened is his ligaments have been strained at least. Now, sometimes you just draw back into position and you're okay. He's walking off unaided, but he's not walking freely at all, is he?
No, we'll see whether a change is made, but Wrexham need him back on the pitch. He's been playing brilliantly so far tonight.
He has made a very bright start, so he's trying to jog off now, and he's not finding it easy. There's no immediate sign of a change. Wrexham will play 10 men for the moment. So
Wright looks ready and back to come on, so promising news.
We'll need to keep an eye on him for a little bit, though, I think.
Yeah, him and Pearson.
Yeah. The walking wounded.
Wrexham are just going to kick it back to Solihull. Straight back to the keeper, Nick Townsend. And Akil Wright is back on the pitch, so promising news. Hopefully no more injuries. Holroyd's just getting in Townsend's way. Townsend kicks it long. Manny Smith looks to deal with it and does. Big header. Now with Alex Reid. Can't win the header, but it's now bouncing around in the midfield. Wedgebridge finds Carrington. Carrington to Kelly. Reid's made a great run down the left, and now Reid can look to attack the penalty area. Just on the edge of the box. Looks to cross the ball in, and he wins a corner. Well played.
You know, Reid has been criticised, and I think understandably in recent matches, for maybe poor movements. That was really good run in, 2 out by him. Kelly had dropped off. He saw the space on the flank and offered, and he looks sharp, Reid, today.
Really good from Alex Reid. It's going to be Rutherford to take the corner for Wrexham. Until up, Pearson challenges and the keel right. It's headed off the line. It's back out to Holroyd. Wins a corner. Oof, the keel right off the line there.
So much movement then, it was ridiculous, and it opened up space. 6 yards out header. Also, it was off the line, though. Hit the post, I wasn't sure, to be honest.
Poster off the line, but they've got 5 or 6 men on Pearson. You know how dangerous it can be, and then Wright just goes in. Either heads it towards the left back or the post, and it's cleared off the line. It's going to be Kelly to take this one. Looks for Pearson, but it's Townsend who clears, and he's fouled in the process.
Well, I think he gave it against Holroyd, who's standing in front of him, and Holroyd was complaining his innocence. It's hard to see from up here, but I got the impression that it was more that the keeper, Townsend, was very aware of Holroyd, was trying to scramble his way and past him more than anything else.
Clever keeping, he knew what he was doing anyway. Half an hour gone, it's 0-0 between Wrexham and Solihull. You're listening on Calon FM. A lively start from both teams, but neither side able to break the deadlock.
Dover are losing at Dagenham, so Dagenham are doing their part of the job. Wrexham do theirs.
Wrexham just need to fan the net now, which has been easier said than done this season. It's going to be a throw in down the right hand side, 35 yards from goal. It looks like it's going to be a long throw with Green. It goes towards the penalty area. It's flicked on. Pearson wins it. Bouncing ball. Wedgebridge looks to clear. He does down the line. Out for another Solihull throw. Really utilising that long throw, aren't they?
Absolutely. Both fullbacks have got long throws. They'll ping them in there. All chances to put something in long, they will do. The results are really going our way. Macclesfield are losing, Sutton are losing. So at the moment, we're equal top on a live table. Dover got a better goal difference.
It's another long throw fired in again. Manny Smith flicks it on. It's a corner to Solihull. Yeah, the only result not going our way is ours. So.
I need to defend this corner, or it could really be not going our way.
It's a dangerous chance now for Solihull. They specialise in set pieces. It's going to be Calon to take this corner kick. Murren Bedsy goes short, but he waves him away. He's got his hands up. It's plenty of men in the box. He drives it in, and the referee blows for a foul already.
He's a big centre-back at the far post, but shirt pulling, but Dunn attacked it and got a really good punch onto us anyway, and took it virtually to the halfway line. Yeah. So that was dealt with comfortably enough. But yeah, I mean, a side like this are going to test Wrexham's defensive credentials from set pieces, certainly. Yeah,
Wrexham are definitely giving them plenty of chances with set pieces, whether it's runs, free kicks or corners. Just need to feel they might need to tighten that up a bit as the game goes on. So it's done now. It's going to take free kick. Launches it long. Reid is complaining of a foul, but it's won by Daly. Richards wins it in the middle, and it's now out to Calon. Calon, he's going to look to take him on. It's a lovely ball to Thomas. Richards looks to win it in the centre, but it's well played by Kelly. Great chasing from Kelly. Now with Holroyd, gives it to Rutherford down the right. Kelly's in acres of space in the middle. Rutherford decides to cross. Great ball towards Reid, but it's well out by Kelleher. And it's booted long down to Dunn by Bowen.
You see how these centre-backs defend? It's hard to believe they got the worst defence in the division, isn't it?
They're really, really compact, and they're really clever defending. Making sure they're tight on the strikers, and they're just making sure they clear long balls.
There wasn't a bad ball in by Rutherford at all, but man, that defensive header, man, no one's going to get in the way with that.
Yeah, the new manager's obviously really got his own style on it, and it seems to be working so far, because they're a much tighter unit. Certainly don't look second bottom in the league.
Roberts has to be alert here, and does so, and that's good to see, isn't it? You know, they've got to be alert when the ball's played long, that we've got our shape right and we're ready for anything.
So now we're done. Rolls it out and looks to kick it long. It's towards Reed, but it's straight over his head, and Daly with an easy header. Smith then pings it back towards them. Green has it now, gets the ball down on the deck. Pressure from Kelly. Good pressure again. Brilliant from Kelly. Kelly steals in. Reed looks to get it. Reed's onside. And it's good defending. Just thought Reed could have been a bit quicker there, didn't you? I think there's a real chance on.
Yeah, I think Holroyd hadn't quite got into the middle for him. And Reed does tend to have a shot if there's any sniff of it. So it was a tight angle. Daly didn't have the pace to beat Reed to it, but stuck with him and got a good block. And Kelly, again, really doing well, winning it back and playing a good ball in the box now.
Brilliant second ball. And Kelly never gives up. It's now Rutherford with the corner. Rutherford crosses it in. This is back post, and it's easily collected by Townsend. Just gives Solihull some breathing space. Townsend waving his players up the field, saying they're playing too deep. Rolls it out. Wrexham getting their shape. He's taking his time. Townsend, there's obviously clearly no rush, waiting for Reed to put pressure on him. Really long kick. Manny Smith wins. Straight out to Murrumbedzi. Just plays it back to his right back. Green has it, slips, and it's out for a Solihull throw. They're staying in the Solihull. They're really getting into the game the more it goes on.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking more creative than usual, but yeah, they've got the threat, they've got the movement of the two strikers, and that just that physicality about them. And yeah, they don't look like a second bottom team, to be fair to them.
It's a long throw again from Green. It's well out by Manny Smith. So Holroyd challenges now with a keel right, which seems to be running a bit more free. And now Holroyd can really attack. There's a ball down the line. If he goes for it, he does. Reed. But Daly gets there first, and with a real old-fashioned boot, almost over the ground.
He just smashed it into one of the steel supports of the roof, didn't he? He launched into that.
No messing.
I think the ball took a little bit of a bobble right in front of the dugout, just Holroyd was running onto it. Otherwise, but still he put the ball and at least turned the defence. And Wrexham had done that well, using the pace of Reed. It's got a fine to end product now.
Yeah, it's really clever from Reed. His nice movement so far. Him and Holroyd. It's now Reed back to Carrington. Carrington pressure from Murungazi, but he plays it across field to Wedgbury. Wedgbury can now run at the Solihull defence. Still with Wedgbury. Plays it into a keel right in the middle. And lovely turn from right, and back to Carrington at left back. Back to right. He's now on the left hand side. He looks to take his man on, but instead opts to go back to Carrington. Carrington, lovely ball to Rutherford. A great run from Rutherford. Lovely ball first time, and somehow Holroyd's missed the header. He got put. I think he expected Daly to clear that. He slices off his head, and then Holroyd was just caught unaware. But Solihull failed to clear the lines. It's now back out to Wedgbury. Now with Kelly. Wrexham really can attack here. Kelly has it. Out wide to Carrington on the left-hand side. Middle of his half. Middle of the Solihull half. Carrington cuts his hand out. Shot, and it's a great effort. Forces Townsend to a save, and Carrington cutting in on his favourite right there.
Well, when we played him last season, Carrington scored the winning goal, 91st minute winner. And maybe he likes playing against these guys, but whatever it was, that was certainly good work. The fact that he's on the wrong flank, allowing him to cut in like that. And before then, Rutherford's movement for that cross, tremendous once more.
It's the player mentioned Rutherford to take the corner, crosses it in. Townsend doesn't challenge Pearson. Back post, somehow Akil Wright's not put it in. I think it was Holroyd's header. Keeper manages to get a bit of a save on it, and it falls to Akil Wright perfectly, and he just can't bundle it in. Closest Wrexham will come.
Terrific pressure by Wrexham, and yeah, that close range header just hit the keeper more than anything else. He couldn't react to it, couldn't get onto the rebound. At least on the corner though.
It's going to be Kelly to take this one. Alternate sides. Short, and it's easily cleared by Richards in the middle. Roberts looks for Kelly again, and another huge boot out from Bowen.
The ref's very lazy. Surely Roberts was fouled there when he put the ball back in. He did really well to put it back in. If it wasn't a foul, if he hadn't got a foot on that, Wrexham would have been in real trouble. But two players jumped on him.
No cards. He's really letting it go. Great ball over top to Holroyd now. Lovely from Carrington. Holroyd can hold it up. He plays it across first time, but it's just not enough on it. But Them balls over the top and then balls down the line are really causing problems for Solihull.
And that a different type of run to the one Reed's been making, a little diagonal run. And Holroyd's good in those sort of positions where he gets the ball 15, 20 yards out with one man to beat. A bit, sort of National League Luis Suarez in that sense, to wriggle around and just find the angle. It was a lovely play to fake onto his right and then suddenly he's on his left and crossing it in the goal mouth.
Space there for Reed to get the header, but it just goes over and Kelly wins it now. And Wrexham can break in their own half. Looks like a late challenge. It's not given from Carter. Referee really letting this game play on. It's got inside to Wedgbury now out to Kelly, and Carrington's made a lovely run down the left. He's now near the penalty area, first time cross. Rutherford challenges but he can't win it. It's now back out to Wedgbury, 35 yards out, finds Roberts, deflected cross and Holroyd challenges. Townsend's completely missed it. It's in. It's a goal. Rutherford scores. Townsend expected the free kick. Holroyd went up, it wasn't given, and it's a tap in for Rutherford. Loops it over the keeper. Classic finish.
Wow. His 400th career game.
What a time to get it.
His first goal at the racecourse. He nearly scored twice on Saturday. I was saying then that, quite frankly, I'd never seen him come close to scoring twice in a home game, but that was a really good opportunistic finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, really clever, bizarre from the Solihull line to almost expect a free kick. It was kind of a knocking challenge from Holroyd. He almost missed the header. Townsend got barely any of a punch on it, and it just looped out to Rutherford, and it's a lovely little dink and loops in the bottom corner, and 1-0 Wrexham. You've got to say it's deserved.
Brilliant finish, just came to on the edge of the area. He kept his cool, the keeper was out because of his punch, and he just on the volley lifted it over him.
Yep.
I thought there was a hint of penalty about the challenge on Holroyd. It was a poor challenge by the centre-back as Holroyd went to challenge the keeper.
Yep.
But just as I was about to shout for a penalty, Rutherford did the job for us.
Or maybe we should say it's a bit harsh on Rutherford to say it was a tap-in, but it was an open goal, and he's looped it over from the edge of the area, and it's gone in. It's a great finish. Yeah, it was a bizarre move from Townsend. He just kind of bundles over and clumsy and expects a foul, which you're not going to get. And it falls lovely to Rutherford, who makes it 1-0, no mistake.
And as things stand, looking at the top 5, Aldershot's game's postponed.
Yep.
All the other teams in the top 5 are losing 1-0. We're winning 1-0. So as things stand live table, we're top.
Isn't that nice to hear on Calon FM? Wrexham top of the league as it stands. Still a long way to go in this game though, and Solihull have certainly been dangerous. It's now just out with a throw-in on the halfway line. Wrexham will look to get settled back into this game, and they'll look to get that second. Look to get that average number of conceded goals that Solihull are used to, getting 2. They only conceded 1 on the weekend. Feel like the floodgates could open if they went to get that second. And Manny Smith now with Rutherford on the halfway line to Wedgbury in the centre. Lovely little dink across, but he'd just gone too early there. Roberts.
But it's still good movement though. Rutherford drops off. Roberts, the fullback, tries to go beyond, and you just see there why those runs are working, because both he and Holroyd were both standing offside and knew it. But the fact is that defensive line, they're just trying to push it up a bit more.
It's very high, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very high for a team that's second bottom. You wouldn't think that.
You can see the reason that they're trying to squeeze the gap between midfield and defence, so there's no room and they can press hard.
But Wrexham are just going over the top every time it's working. Yeah. So it's now with Kelly. He's poor ball back and he's giving it straight to Solihull, who can now break. It's a late challenge from Akil Wright, and it'll be a free kick.
The Wrexham team are all protesting except for Wright. He's got his head, he knows what he's done. He just got his head in his hands, and that's a free kick in a dangerous spot. It's sort of on the Mickey Thomas Memorial patch of turf, isn't it? Right in the corner of the box.
He almost slices him in half there, Akil Wright. He knew it was a foul. No one else did, but so yeah, dangerous free kick for Solihull.
With just 2 minutes to the break, Wrexham, a side who struggled to score, having got the lead, need to dig in and get this through to half time now, don't they?
Yeah, it's a great chance for Carter to take this on his left foot. He's definitely lining up to take a shot. There's only 3 in the Wrexham wall. It's not the tallest of walls either, with Rutherford and Kelly, 2 of them. Dunn looks concerned. He wants his wall in the right place, and Carter looks like he's going to drill this. It's Carter to take it. Just on the edge of the area, Carter instead dinks it. It's a lovely ball, but it's well cleared by Manny Smith. Back out to Carter. Instead, Holroyd clears. Panic over for Wrexham there.
A bit lucky there when it came back out, because Moran Bedzi, I think, could have got to it first, and I think he thought there was teammate behind him and decided instead to block a Wrexham player.
Yeah,
but it was Holroyd behind him, so he smashed it away.
Yeah, him and Carter were both kind of, you get it, and in the end none of them did, so now with Townsend. Just a minute or so left of this first half. It's 1-0 Wrexham, listening on Calon FM.
Just to be a sad goalkeeper for a moment, the reason the wall's small is because Dunn wants to see over the top of it. I don't know if you noticed, he swapped the two men on the ends, Kelly and Rutherford, because he wanted a smaller man on the inside, because if it was a shot, he wanted to have a better view of it.
Every day's a school day. So here we are now. Solihull can break now with Carline. I've never really thought of it that way. I've always just presumed that you'd want some big tall guy in the wall to block it, but I suppose if Keith can't see, then
Wedgbury did well then to track that run by Carline, put it out.
Yeah, it was clever again. Wedgbury covering more yards. Again, it's going to be a long throw, Bowden. 40 odd yards out, and they're looking for a long throw that will probably reach the box. Incredible. Rory the Lapes, but it's cleared by Manny Smith, and great break. Lovely header from Reed, and unlucky by Holroyd with his flick on. Ends up back out to Daly, who goes for the long ball towards the strikers, but ends up with Roberts. Wrexham right back clears it, but it's only far out to Carter. Carter lumps a long ball to the top. Carrington can't get to it, and Moran Bedzi again can't get to it, but he wins a throw. Greens came short for the throw, and he finds him. There's 2 minutes of added time left in this half.
A foul throw. So that helps there. They get a throw level edge of the area and a full back with a huge throw, and he decides not to put it in the box. He foul throws as well.
Yeah, decides to go short, and it's a foul throw.
What a strange one.
2 minutes added time at the end of this first half. It's currently 1-0 Wrexham. A goal courtesy of Paul Rutherford. In a real end-to-end game, you'd say, Mark, wouldn't you?
It's been, Solihull, like I said, a look better than their position suggests, but Wrexham have looked more creative than they had done for a while as well.
Definitely. So it's now with Bowen. Bowen clears it, but Roberts finds it now, and it's with Wedgbury. Wedgbury to Holroyd. Holroyd came short in his own half. Now with Rutherford. Rutherford draws the foul. Wrexham just looking to run down this clock, try and make sure they go into the break ahead.
Two players on totally different wavelengths. Holroyd, when he sees that the defensive line is high, thinks quick free kick over the top, makes a darting run, while Rutherford, quite the opposite, having been fouled, picks it up and deliberately holds onto the ball to waste time.
Well, that's a guy who's played 400 games. He knows what he's doing. It's now with Carter to Bowen. Poor ball, and ends up at the feet of Pearson at centre half for Wrexham. He again goes long, but it's again not a great ball, and it's cleared by Green, and there's plenty of space. But Pearson wins it, well done. It's cleared long to Reed. Now with Holroyd. Holroyd can bring it down instead. He goes for the first time header. Someone needs to tell me he has time there. There's acres of space if he brought it down.
I think he thought Kelly had run outside him, but his eyes were on the ball, and Kelly hadn't made that run.
It's now Townsend rolls the ball out and looks to kick it long. Manny Smith flicks it on, and it could be a dangerous ball if Dunn doesn't get to it. Dunn does, just getting ahead of Asante. Oh, wow. That could have been a different end to the half.
Dunn was very alert then. As the half-time whistle goes, the ball was flicked on, and Dunn raced off his line, just beat Asante to it, and he punched it away. And as a result, it means the half-time score is Wrexham 1, Solihull Moors 0.
You're listening to Wrexham Football Club commentary live on Calon FM, brought to you by the Wrexham AFC Media Team. Every kick, every goal, every moment, home and away. Coming up next, half-time match analysis followed by the second half of today's game. Follow all of the action live and exclusive here on Calon FM. Listen on 105 FM, online at calonfm.com or via the TuneIn radio app. Follow us on Twitter at CalonFM and at Commentary WAFC. Wrexham AFC on Calon FM. Whenever, wherever. Calon FM.
So, half-time score here on Calon FM is Wrexham 1, Solihull Moors 0. And just checking the latest scores, Dover still losing. Macclesfield now 2-1 down as well. Sutton still losing at home to Torquay, which is a bit of a shock. So as things stand, Wrexham are top of the table, and I've been pleased with that, I've got to say, Matt. I mean, like we've said all along, I've said all season, we struggle to create, but we've looked like a side that will make chances. There's running in behind the centre-backs and from set pieces, are they?
Yeah, well, you're saying to me about you just can't see where you think they lack that creative spark, but we've seen it tonight that maybe they don't need that player that Keats is on about, because some unbelievable runs from Reed and Holroyd and Rutherford and Kelly that we just haven't seen all season that often. Tonight they almost all clicked. They knew each other's runs, and yeah, it was more like a front six the way they were playing. They were moving that much. It was almost like the Barcelona of days, and obviously not getting too ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
Now, but yeah.
I've already compared Holroyd to Luis Suarez, and I was a bit wary about that. But
no, the way they were moving about, and Solihull didn't know where to mark, and another day it could have been a lot different scoreline, 3 or 4 goals in it, but as it stands it's only 1-0, but Wrexham will be very happy with that, surely.
Absolutely. An Ask Wrexham question. Remember, you can get in touch with us, #ASKWXM, from Ann Butler, saying they sound lively. Have Solihull ever actually looked dangerous? Well, I think, to be fair, yeah.
I think they have, and I think their front four especially is so much pace there, it's ridiculous. They aren't playing like it. Well, you can tell at times that Wrexham are the team at the top of the table and Solihull are the team second bottom, in the way that they're not gelling, but the personnel is real scary, lightning quick pace, and they've caused Pearson and Smith some problems, as well as the more that Roberts has been pushing forward, they've been attacking and breaking quickly. On the break they look very dangerous, and they could have easily had a couple of goals.
I would say, it's interesting. I often think it's interesting when you consider how dangerous the team are. I like looking at my notes. I always split the page down the middle. And I got Wrexham's chances on one side and Solihull's on the other.
Nothing.
Now, I have only written one thing down for Solihull, which was a chance on the edge here that Calon had, which, frankly, he should have done a lot better. It was a lucky break, a tackle by Carrington, which went across the face of the box, bypassed both centre-backs, and fell to the left side of midfielder Carline. Basically, he was on his own on the edge of the area. He had time to line this up, and he hit it straight at Dunn. A poor finish. So that could easily been a goal. There was also little moments at the end, then a long ball over the top, which should have been nothing.
Almost got done off guard. But as Anne says, like, have they looked dangerous? Yes, they have. Have they created chances? The answer is no, but they have looked dangerous. So on another day they could have easily had 4 or 5 chances and converted them.
This is very much the sort of game where you think, okay, if we get a second, I'd never say that's comfortable, but nonetheless, you're thinking, okay, from the Solihull Moors perspective, they've got a lot of work cut out for them to break this defence down twice.
Yeah, definitely.
But while it's 1-0, it doesn't mean this is a facile cliche, but they are certainly in it. They have had quite a fair bit of possession in Wrexham's half, but the things Wrexham have done well. I'm just thinking, like I said, I watched 90 minutes against Maidstone on Saturday, and as I said in commentary, they won a terrific percentage of headers in the box, from long throws, from deep free kicks, from corners. Now, in the first half, that hasn't happened. I think Wrexham have done well to restrict the amount of set plays where they can put it into the box, for starters, and secondly, Pearson and particularly Smith have really done well in the air when those balls have come in. Now, of course, there's a second half to come, and often it's an act of attrition by teams that play like that. They just keep wearing you down when the ball's in. So, sometimes they break through in the end. But Wrexham in the first half defended against them as I think you want against a team like that.
Yeah, they just didn't let them kind of get away them long throws. Pearson and Smith are winning everything as usual. You just feel that they're a team that plays on confidence. At 0-0, they looked a completely different team to 1-0. I know it's kind of... It happens to a lot of teams, but their heads went down at 1-0 and they haven't looked the same team. You just feel if they get one back, the way they are playing so dangerous out wide and the way they're causing problems, one could easily become 2 and Wrexham could all of a sudden have a completely different game on their hands. So, yeah, they're creating chances, but as you say, Wrexham are restricting. There's a reason why there's barely anything wrote on that sheet of chances, because Wrexham haven't let them play.
And Wrexham have looked lively. Like I said, the movement up front of the strikers, and particularly, Rutherford's movement has been gorgeous, isn't it? He's all over the shop.
It is. It's amazing. It's brilliant to watch. Too many times I think Rutherford just kind of ghosts in and out of games. He looked special at times, but for the whole 45 there, he was everywhere, and he was an absolute handful. He was on the right, he was on the left, he was running over the top, he's playing as a striker. He just looks really up for it tonight, and I'm not saying he doesn't normally, but just almost like a fit and fresh, and it's raring to go, and he's causing Solihull the most problems, and it's making Holroyd and Reed's jobs easier because they don't have to worry about playing, they're just making the runs, and the ball's finding him. And Rutherford, again, brilliant. He's been the star of this half.
He certainly has, and consistently this season he's been a step up from what he was like last season, and as the season wears on, that becomes even more the case. So massive credit to Rutherford for that. Anyway, that's the present. Let's ponder for a moment the future.
Rewind,
because last Wednesday, Wrexham youth team had a terrific experience, the second round of the FA Youth Cup, and they managed to, they got a journey to one of the more impressive stadia of you know what? I've completely lost the facility to speak English. What I'm trying to say is, last Wednesday, Wrexham youth team
went to Ewood Park.
They went to Ewood. That was going to be a surprise. They went to one of the best stadia in Britain to play in the FA Youth Cup second round. So we made a little report just to relive what happens.
I'm Marcus Kelly. Follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM.
Tonight's FA Youth Cup second round tie. It is Wrexham and Blackburn.
It's the biggest day so far in the careers of Wrexham's youngsters, as Wrexham's youth team travel to Blackburn Rovers in the second round of the FA Youth Cup. FA Youth Cup, an annual competition in which the youth teams of the clubs from around the country contest, just like the real FA Cup. Wrexham, naturally, being a smallish team, don't tend to get too far, but this side is a fantastic run. They've beaten Vauxhall Motors, a local team from Wrexham. Their senior sides have been playing until recently in the league below us. Then they went to Gateshead and managed to win there before an excellent win on penalties against Salford City, the much vaunted youth setup of the class of 92, those ex-Man United players who bought Salford City, of course, a couple of seasons ago. So their reward to go to Ewood Park. It's all about player development, but it's all about the experience as well. The young lads arriving and seeing this magnificent stadium. Blackburn Rovers, who were one of the first winners of the Premier League in the 1990s, and had a lot of money put into them by the steel magnate Jack Walker, have got a terrific, gleaming ground. And what an opportunity for these youngsters to step out in such an arena and test themselves. A real chance for them to show what they can do.
Corner for Wrexham, right hand side, swung into the end 6-yard box. There's a good run by Barrett, brilliant save. The rebound's put in. Is that offside? No, it's not. Wrexham take the lead.
Well, the game settled after that frantic first 6 minutes, and Wrexham defending doggedly and very deep, in fact playing in a very similar style to the first team, held on and really restricted Blackburn to any opportunities until in the closer stages of the first half things started to go wrong.
Another wave of pressure from Blackburn is going to be taken short, as they have been throughout this first half. Ball's knocked around Wrexham nicely. Chance at goal, hits the post, and it goes in on own goal. Ben Barrett. Huge shame. Chance now for Blackburn is shot a goal in. Great goal. It was Bradley Lynch. It fell to him loose in the box. Wrexham didn't deal with it, and he smashes the ball past Dane Rigby. 2-1 Blackburn.
So half-time and a chance for the players to regroup. Stephen Ricey, ex-Liverpool defender and ex-Wrexham defender as well, was the coach of the youth team, and he kept the side's heads up. They went out for the second half with the same dogged attitude and dug in, looking to keep themselves in the tie. And indeed, going into injury time, it was still 2-1, but then as they threw men forwards, they started to be picked off on the counter-attack.
Wrexham are throwing bodies forwards. This is a chance. 2-on-1 momentarily for Blackburn Rovers. Chance this in the box. Surely there's going to be a goal. Yes, it is.
Offside.
Offside, says the referee. Well, referee's given a penalty.
And a penalty. Right, we're all bemused up here now.
Okay, right, every one of us is bemused.
Rigby was there was a challenge as the ball came in, so I guess he must have penalised that.
It'll be Butterworth to take this one up against Rigby. Saved by Rigby. Well, there's some justice for you. Butterworth does well to beat Beaumont. Surely Butterworth now. Rigby not positioned well. There it is, 3-1. Great goal from Butterworth.
So the young lads go out, but they go out with their heads held high. Here's what Stephen Wright had to say about it.
89 minutes of the game for what we work on and try and frustrate the teams. Like, you know, we know that they're going to be after a lot of the ball and everything was all in front of us, and we just said let them make the mistakes, and which we took the lead. And as I say, the fine lines now as these players wanting to get into first team football or higher, play higher. And I said that's the only thing that happened on the time. I never feared them. I don't think they did. That's why, you know, the first couple of minutes I was like, all right, what are we doing? And then we went and got the goal. So before that we could have been a goal, but before that we should have been. But yeah, the lads gave a good account of themselves, the families, the club. I can't argue with that. If they play like that every week, then they'll have a good chance, or most of them have a good chance to move on in football. Why make it be the last time you ever play on these pitches? You know what I mean? And, you know, if you like playing on them, then that's got to spur you on. Surely has to spur you on. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has aspirations. I do. I want to go higher. I want to play higher. I want to coach higher. I want to manage higher. This for them is a stepping stone. There'll be people here watching, so exactly. I'd like to see them give what they had today in the remaining games that they have in the league football, because if they show that togetherness, compactness, and stay injury free, then they'll do well.
So disappointment in the end for the young lads, but they shouldn't be too disappointed. A tremendous effort, really battling away. Blackburn Rovers are a Premier League academy, and it showed in the way they worked the ball around. They had very talented youngsters, and it was a massive test for the Wrexham lads, but they defended stoutly, and when they got forwards, they played with composure on the breakaway and had a genuine threat. That 30 minutes when they were ahead was a real joy. But as I said earlier, the real issue with youth teams is player development, and there were some promising looking prospects in there going all the way through the team, from Dean Rigby, who saved a penalty, of course, made a couple of really good late saves. He was a hero in a penalty shootout against Salford as well. Looking across the back four, all of whom were terrific. Ryan Williams was in the first team squad last season, the left back. He's a tenacious character. Ben Barrett is a strong physical player as well, and alongside him Bobby Beaumont is a year younger than most of the other players, but is a giant and really confident attacking the ball. Dan Stevens got the goal and looks strong defensively. Then in midfield, Scott McCarry, the captain, they put in a captain's shift. He was creative, but he was brave, and he tackled well as well. Even after a yellow card, he still went crunching into challenges. Brandon Burrows alongside him, the only player with any first team experience. He played for Wrexham against Stamford in the FA Cup last season, and he was neat, slight and skillful. And sadly took a knock about an hour into the game, and Wrexham could have used him with full mobility at the end of the match when they were trying to push on and create things. Up front, Niall Freeman was eager, playing off him. Calon McGregor showed energy, trying to burst in behind him. So promising signs for Wrexham. Thorne and Pilkington on the flanks also put in really good diligent shifts. The movement was good, and then coming off the bench, they had Stephen Buckley, who looks a promising presence. He's eager and cutting in from the left hand side, and then Matty Sargent as well, who was a strong, upright, big central midfielder who had a good range of crisp passing to really look like he had something about him. So lots of promise in this Wrexham youth team, and a fantastic experience for them. They deserve a lot of credit for what they achieved. Let's hope we'll be saying that about some of them a lot more in the future.
I'm Mark Carrington. Follow Wrexham AFC on Calon FM.
Yeah, so an admirable performance by the youth team last Wednesday. A big day out for them, and let's hope we'll see some of them out on this racecourse pitch playing senior football before long. At least with Dean Keats in charge, there's a chance that may happen, because there's a great deal more continuity now than there has been for a while here at the racecourse, and Keats knows the youth setup. He works very closely with Stephen Wright, the youth manager, So let's hope they get the opportunities. The players are back out on the pitch, no sign of the referee. So Solihull Moors are keen to crack on. They're already standing on the ball. Finally, the officials come out. You manage to get cracking.
The refs has brought another ball out and realised that Solihull already have one.
He's not that organised, is he? Bless him.
He's probably left his cards at home, that's why he's not giving any.
I think quite possibly. The Tuma Masanka was interesting when he went to the bench. He was taking his coat off. I thought for a moment, had he actually come on? But Reid is out there, and Reid had a decent first half. So maybe Masanka just trying to send a message to his coaches. Anyway, we're about to get the second half underway. Richards is standing over the ball to restart, and he's just shaking his fists and trying to exhort his teammates onto a bigger second half effort. Let's see what happens. Half-time, Wrexham lead 1-0. Can they close this out? As Solihull get things underway. Carter with a long ball forwards. Raw. It's cute work by Carrington. Second time he's done that in a match. Shapes to attack the ball in the air, and then ducks underneath at the last second, and as a result, nobody can get onto it. It's a throw to Wrexham. Carrington into midfield. Reid pops it back to him. Carrington on his right foot knocks it long. Holroyd jumps, flicks it on really well. Kelly's on the chase, won't get there. The problem for Wrexham now was that Reid had dropped short to get the throwing back to Carrington, so there was no one really to latch on to Holroyd's flick on. But considering that they got two massive centre-backs in Solihull, Wrexham's forwards, they've won a fair amount of headers. We haven't really benefited much from it, but they've not done badly in the air.
No, they are definitely timing the head as well. Reid especially is getting plenty of flick-ons. He's not timing a few, but he's definitely getting on more than you'd expect a small striker, well, smallish striker like he is against two huge centre-halves. It's all about the movement. I think it's really confusing Solihull.
Oh, see, it is possibility. Reid's headed it on, and Holroyd's gone onto it, left side the box. He goes wide, pulls it in, and on the stretch, Daly just about stabs it behind for a corner. That was a nice link up between the two, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. They're really confusing them the way they're chopping and changing and moving. And it's really, they just don't know what to do. They don't know who to mark, and it's causing some real problems.
Yeah, lots of good movements of Reid just dropping off, Holroyd dropping into the pocket down the left-hand side. Here comes Rutherford's corner. Swung to the near post. Pearson jumps, can't get to it. Strong defending that by Keller. He was really leaning on Pearson. You have to lean on him pretty hard to stop him winning it. Roberts' ball forwards is charged down well. And so it's a throw in to Wrexham, 30 yards out right-hand side. Wrexham looking to get on the front foot straight away. And if you want to ask us anything, use hashtag ASKWXM, hashtag Ask Wrexham on Twitter, and we'll get back to you. Roberts just taking his time over the throwing. He's got Rutherford offering down the line. Holroyd drops short, receives, and feeds it back. He walks it back to Roberts. Roberts now clips it over the top. A cute idea, and Rutherford's made something of it, poking it to Kelly, ordering for Kelly to control, but he's done so. Can't quite get enough strength in his return pass to Rutherford. It's cleared. Wedgbury intercepts. Akil Wright stabs it back to Pearson, and Wrexham are maintaining a bit of a grip on possession early in this second half. Akil Wright works it over to Carrington on the left. Nice little threaded ball to Kelly. Good ball round the corner to Reid. Kelly's gone on. Reid should have played them in. Oh, instead he's got his pass completely wrong and rolled her off the pitch. Lovely pass from him, and Kelly's been alert and lively, as his movement's been good too.
Yeah, they put the pair of him, Kelly and Rutherford, on either side of him, really alert, and they've looked to make the right movements. Reid just unlucky a couple of times. He just overplayed or underplayed his passes, but if he gets them right, then Wrexham are really cracking.
Wrexham win it back from the throw-in. It's cleared by Wright, and then the header hits Wedgbury. Roberts picks it up, knocks it over towards a testing ball. Holroyd trying to run in behind the defence, and it's just blocked off by Kelleher, allowing the keeper to get there first. So twice Holroyd just running in behind the defenders already in the second half.
Yeah, it's obviously a great run from Holroyd, and the defender just does enough to kind of block him off. You thought that keeper was never going to come for it, but in the end he does. But that long ball's really causing some problems, and Wrexham are really utilising it well.
Here comes Kelly stabbing it forwards. Good work by Reid, using his body to hold off his man and feed it back to Carrington on the half line. He fakes the switch and rolls down the line. Kelly receives back to Carrington on the halfway line. Rolls it inside. Kelly there again. The overlap is on. Can Kelly play the killer ball? Tries long range shot instead, and it's blocked. Carrington picks up the loose ball. Solihull forced deep by Wrexham's passing. What a bright start this is. Carrington spreads, just asking too much of Roberts, but he'll get to the ball once it's intercepted. It's dinked over the top by Wedgbury. It's asking too much of Rutherford. Goes out for the throw-in. It was really bright front foot start there, sir.
Yeah, it was. It's really going for Solihull the way they're making sure their attacks are quick and they're not trying to slow him down and letting them get the positions where they want. And yeah, it's clever from Wrexham. It's pressed in and they're not letting Solihull get back into this.
Throw-in taken. Roberts wins it, heads it back over the top, and Reid is chasing after this. Daly struggles and just about heads it square, when Rutherford gets a foot in, and then Daly has to head it clear again, and Wedgbury really quickly in to win the 50-50 and knock it off his man. Throw to Wrexham, 25 yards out, right-hand side, and the pace of Wrexham at the start of the second half is relentless. This is impressive stuff. Roberts looks for movement. Reid offers. Holroyd's in the hole behind him. Holroyd comes down, gets his and backs off and turns cutely past one man. Good foot in by Richards. Holroyd scrapping back, and he's a bit unlucky to be penalised there. I thought he won that cleanly. Quick free kick taken by Carter. Smartly, they want to try and bypass this Wrexham press. Ball driven long. It's attempted the pass towards Thomas, but it slices out of play. Throw into Wrexham, 20 yards out from goal. Left-hand side. Yeah, the two wide men, their movement inside is really good. And the two central midfielders are stepping up and winning an awful lot of the ball. As the ball's driven over the top by Carrington from the throw-in. Reid jumps but can't get there. It's flicked on by Carter. Wedgbury gets there first this time, and he's taken out rather late by Thomas. Ref plays on. Pearson plays it diagonal. That's a lovely idea. Rutherford running into the box right-hand side. Pulls it across the face of goal. Oh, what a tackle to deny Reid. Wow, that was a wonderful breakaway. Rutherford with a superb first-time ball in, and Reid looked like he was running in for a tap-in 7 yards out, and an absolutely superb sliding tackle denied him by Kelleher. Now he's Rutherford in the centre circle, winning it back, and playing Holroyd in on goal. Holroyd one-on-one, keeper comes out, just beats into it. Wrexham slicing Solihull open, so frustrating they haven't got the second. Manny Smith with a terrific header. Carter pops it on in the centre circle. It's Modern Bedsy, good ball. Carter now 25 yards out, feeds a good ball to the left-hand side. Asante running at Roberts, stabs a neat ball back in. Here's a chance, sliced away and wide. Modern Bedsy just stretching for it. Wow, a chance for Solihull at the end of it. Jeez. Oh man, what was your favourite moment of the last 30 seconds?
Oh, what a couple of minutes there. There's two key chances of Wrexham, and then Solihull went down the other end and almost punished them. Amazing. That tackle from Kelleher though, what an interception, because Rutherford's ball was pinpoint. Reid was set for a tap-in and he somehow got an outstretched leg to it to deny a certain goal. And Wrexham almost got 30 seconds later almost score, and then Solihull go down the end and again almost score, so somehow it's still 1-0.
Crazy stuff that was. Tremendous. Still 1-0, yeah. Ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, ball bobbling around now in midfield, and Solihull come out with this. Modern Bedsy has to pop it backwards. Good ball by Richards on left-hand side, but Wedgbury's quickly across to close down. Ball rolled down the line. Dinked inside by Asante, but it's given away by Carter. Holroyd in his own half. Lifts over the top. Reid on the chase. He's got the pace to go beyond Kelleher. Daly is trying to keep with him, and Daly slides in and does well to put out for a throw by the corner back right-hand side. Jamie, Wrexham are asking some questions here.
Oh, it's really, yeah. It's what you've got to do, but Holroyd is coming short. Reid's then staying on the last man. Holroyd knows where his mate is, and he's just dinking it over the top. It's perfect strike partnership between them. Unselfish from the pair of them. So yeah, really positive stuff.
It's the 53rd minute, should I say, here on Calon FM. Wrexham leading 1-0 against Solihull Moors. It's more goals than this, surely. Throw in taken by Roberts, back to Rutherford. A good ball inside. Holroyd in space. Edge of the area, drives a shot. It's blocked. Oh, Solihull was sloppy with a mark in there. And Wedgbury pulls his man back. This referee, because he keeps his cards at home, I think done Wedgbury a favour. To me, that's a yellow card, because he's pulled the man's shirt to stop him breaking away.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 now from Wedgbury. Just little fouls like that.
Solihull switch and try to play down the flank, and Carrington's under control. Runs it out of play for a throw-in by the corner flag, and is in no rush to take it. Well, Wrexham got their fuss on Solihull's throat a bit the last few minutes. They want to keep that tempo going. Carrington throws down the line. He's looking for Reid. Bounces beyond him, headed forwards by Green, and Akil Wright can't get a proper head onto it, so it's picked up on the right-hand side, fed inside dangerously by Asante. Good foot in by Pearson. On the edge of the area, here's Wedgbury. Comes charging forwards. Good strength. Is he running into trouble? He's tripped from behind. Free kick. Another challenge that another referee will give a yellow card for, I think, but This fella's no disciplinarian.
No, can't be bothered filing the report with a load of yellows on after it, obviously. But yeah, nice little just a little touch to get the tackle in there from Pearson. How many times have you seen players bring them down there and give away the penalty? He made sure he got the ball, avoided getting the man, and Wrexham then broke on there. It was brilliant play from the skipper.
Good atmosphere here at the racecourse. The fans enjoying this performance as Dunn knocks it long, right-hand side. Rutherford heads it towards the edge of the area. Holroyd jumping wins a terrific header against both centre-backs. Kelleher with a blind back header away from his box. He's lucky Carter's there. Clears. Manny Smith wins that well as Thomas runs into him. But then Wedgbury and Roberts get rather tangled up. And as a result, Wright has to come back and make a good tackle. And Wedgbury is alert to get the loose ball, get it back to Dunn. Wrexham really snapping around in their own half there. Long ball forwards, Reid beaten to it. Akil Wright makes it his, goes ahead of Richards, nearly pokes it to Holroyd. This is a really stretched game now as Kelleher, the centre-back, comes striding down the left-hand side. He's got movements inside, plays it outside instead, where Asante has drawn Manny Smith out from the centre. Asante spending a lot of time left-hand side in the second half. Back to Kelleher, drives a shot, and Dunn holds onto it well. Oh, the centre-back there, he really hit that well, didn't he? But Dunn did well, low to his left.
There's a rocket on his left foot there, and Dunn had to make sure he kept hold of it. There was plenty of Solihull players waiting. But what an end-to-end game. There's got to be another goal coming for either side soon.
Is Wrexham coming forwards now?
That's one out the ground.
Don't see those very often. But yeah, that one's bouncing down the Mould Road now. Reid was the target and Daly got across and no nonsense launched it to the night sky. So throw into Wrexham about 30 yards out, left-hand side. It'll be taken by Carrington. Kelly offers himself short. Reid drops him behind. Kelly receives it. He's under a lot of pressure here, but he's composed on the ball. Forced back. He goes back to the halfway line. Pearson stands it up looking for Reid in the air. Green heads it partly clear, but that's attacked well by Carrington. Pokes the edge area. Reid nods it down. Rutherford is there. Tries to help. It's on. Chance here. Rutherford dives in the cross and it's put behind for another corner. Again, Rutherford just pops up everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just appears from nowhere. And we think they passed his player and just unlucky that he didn't land in the right position to take a shot. He tried and dinked it back, and yeah, but he's all over the place. He's playing superbly tonight, Rutherford.
He'll take this corner. 57th minute here on Calon FM. Wrexham lead 1-0 through Rutherford's goal. He swings the corner to near post. Pearson can't quite win us at the near post. He attacked that aggressively. Good defensive header. Rutherford runs into the box, takes on his man, gets around the outside, tries on the shot. It's blocked, I think, by a teammate.
Reid, I think.
Yeah, and spins out wide, and then Manny Smith is penalised. That seemed a bit harsh. Fans around us are incredulous. Dean Keats and Andy Davis are straight onto the fourth official. Free kick in the left-back position for Solihull. The inquest continues with the fourth official. Meanwhile, the Solihull bench preparing a substitution and having a big conference to work out what their next move is. Keep it, waits for the ball to be retrieved. Wrexham just needs to make sure they can keep the energy levels up as well, because they really have thrown themselves into this game, haven't they?
Yeah, they need to make sure they don't tie themselves on too quickly. Yeah, Solihull just withholding all this pressure, but they've obviously probably got more energy when it comes to the end of this game. So
Long-driven free kick. Pearson wins a really good header as he's backed into by Thomas, and it's cleared through the middle. Smashed out of play. Throws to Wrexham 15 yards short of the halfway line. Left-hand side. Carrington goes across to take it. Remember, you can ask us questions on the hashtag ASKWXM. Throw in taken. Kelly flicks it on. Can't find Holroyd. Smashed away by Daly. Well, won by Smith. Surely he's jumped into this side. The referee does give it. Smith just gets up like nothing happens. Typical. But he's taken a bit of a bashing from Thomas, who isn't that, I don't think is that great in the, I don't think he's really a target man as such, and he jumps into Smith more just to try and impede his header away.
Yeah, he's quite a tall fella, but he isn't obviously that well built. So yeah, he just kind of tries to put the defenders off more than anything. It's resulting in giving away plenty of fouls, and Pearson and Smith have got in the wars a bit. But yeah, they're dealing with him well because the wingers either side are dangerous.
Dunn will take the kick, launches it long, looking for Reid against Green in the air. Green is overhead, Green heads clear. Wright wins another header in midfield though. Knock on the top of Wrexham's defence by Carter. Pearson chases it and just makes sure it goes harmlessly out for a throw-in. 30 yards out, left-hand side, and that's a chance for Solihull to make that substitution then. So on will come Jermaine Hilton. And is it Moran Bedsy who's come off, or looks like it?
feel like it is.
Yeah. Okay, so attacking change made. 3,896 is the crowd. Here's a nice. And 26 Sutton fans, I believe. I got a tweet there, Tony Marola. Oh, the baby listens to the first Wrexham game in Texas. Well, oh, tell you what. Howdy indeed. Well, let's hope this goes down mighty fine for you. Throw into Solihull just short of the halfway line right hand side. That was brilliant to see that. Throw in taken. It's headed away by Carrington. Drops to midfield. Akil Wright's done well to knock out Wedgbury over. Reed looks offside to me, and he is. As he chases after it, the linesman just waited to see if he was going to chase. But yeah, flags up against Reed. Ironically, Reed, whose loan will end after Saturday, has looked a bit more like the man he was at the start of this loan spell. Looked much more lively today.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's playing for that deal to be extended. But yeah, it'd be a shame because the way he's played tonight, him and Holroyd have been excellent. So started off with a bang and he's starting to look like he's going to finish it with a bang. He should top it off with a goal.
The kick taken, Manisot heads it clear. Reed can't win that though. It spreads to the right hand side. It's picked up on that flank and worked inside by Carline, and now it's Richards feeding it back into midfield. Carter spreads it out to the substitute Hilton. Immediately Roberts is tied to him. Oh, nutmeg is cute, and Hilton dives, tries to run into Roberts' leg and claim a foul. Referee doesn't give it, doesn't give the card or the free kick either for diving. And Solihull working it around in midfield. Wrexham's press forces it back into their own half. Good ball by Daly out to the left hand side. Cute work by Bowen. Flicks it over the Rutherford and overruns it. Wedgbury clears. Oh, and well, there's a follow through on Wedgbury, who's rolling around holding his shin. The left back Bowen. Well, I mean, frankly, one of two things happened there. Either he was very late, in which case he needs a card, the referee has given a foul, or he didn't make that much contact. I can't say because he was so late when he arrived. I was looking in the other half where Wedgbury's challenge had gone.
Yeah, they looked quite late from Bowen. I don't think Wedgbury's the man you want to be leaving the leg on either, because I think you'll get it in return later on in the game. So
well, yeah.
I've been watching over my shoulder if I was Bowen after that.
Well, no cards, as you can hear from the reaction of the crowd. Slightly confused. Well, I maybe just ran into more than anything else. Wedgbury held his shin. Anyway, free to Wrexham. Tensy's gone down for Wrexham the last 5 minutes or so. And he's crank it up again. Done. Knocks it long, looking for Holroyd. He jumps and he forces a false header from Bowen, who may have landed on his shoulder there. He stayed down to throw to Wrexham by the corner flag in an attacking position. But Bowen lunged at that, off balance, and landed on his left shoulder quite heavily. The ref is saying the physio's not needed.
I've never seen so many serious looking injuries that have turned out to be nothing.
Absolutely, yeah. He is okay, Bowen. Throw into Wrexham then in attacking position. Roberts has the ball in his hands, 10 yards out. He has movement from Rutherford and Holroyd. Holroyd deceives and turns his man beautifully. Cuts into the box on his left foot, edge of the area. Rolls it back. Akil Wright squares it on. Carrington helps it on once more. Kelly, corner of the box, back inside to Carrington. They're very deep, Solihull. Carrington fakes the shoot, comes inside, left-footed shot is blocked, spins out to Wedgbury. He swings it out intelligently to Kelly, who brings it down neatly. 3 bodies in the box, swings it in, takes a deflection, yet another corner. Ironically, it's Wrexham who are piling on the corners, isn't it?
Yeah, it's plenty of pressure, plenty of crosses into the box, and they're dealing with well Solihull, but you just got to feel how long can they hold this out, because this is relentless pressure for Wrexham.
Last 2 corners, Wrexham on the left, Rutherford's whipped him and head high to the near post. Pearson's attacked him and been denied by an excellent defensive header by Daly. Let's see what happens then. Pearson makes that run again. It's beyond them this time. Keeper fumbles it. The shot is blocked and they're after him the foul. Well, it is very crowded in there. And, you want to say, oh, protecting the keeper, but we can't see, I suppose.
That's just the keeping mistake. That's the thing. You almost feel like keepers are allowed to make a mistake these days because they're going to give a free kick almost as if he's been pushed because he's dropped it, but there was no one around him there. He's just simply dropped the ball and it was Reed.
Get away, there's half the team in the 6-yard box, come on. You're too old for your age, you are, Matt. Long kick by the keeper, headed over the top by Pearson. Daly again is alert and hoists it away. It's flicked on nicely and picked up back to go by Asante. 10 yards into the Wrexham half. He's looking for an angle, finds Richards. What a sliding tackle by Wedge. It spreads out to the flank. Bowen feeds it forwards. Thomas, under pressure from Manny Smith, holds it up and he's crowded out in the end. Smashed away by Roberts at the halfway line. Calon underneath it, heads it away powerfully, throwing to Wrexham, 20 yards out from their own goal. 19 minutes of the second half gone here on Calon FM. Wrexham leading 1-0. They'll be frustrated they haven't got more of a lead, in all honesty, in what has been their most effervescent attacking performance of the season. Roberts with the ball in his hands. Sutton is still losing. Dover is still losing. And Macclesfield is still losing. Wrexham remain top as it stands. Ball bobbling in midfield. Wedgbury launches a long one, and after an awkward run for Kelleher, Holroyd's pace will get him there first. By the corner flag, right hand side, he brings down cutely. Kelleher's hands are on Holroyd, the linesman's right there. Holroyd boxes himself, trying to use fancy football. Rutherford brilliantly runs and tackles Kelleher into corner. Oh, that was a wonderful moment. Kelleher was ushering Holroyd away to the corner flag. Holroyd lost his balance, and Kelleher thought, well, that's okay. Rutherford came from absolutely nowhere, running in around the back of the centre back. No idea he was there. Nicked it off him and smashed it against him for a corner.
It's like a Benny Hill scene.
It certainly was. It was. Oh, it was crazy. Rutherford's been terrific. Kelly with this in swinger, right hand side to the near post, headed away easily by Kelly. Rutherford heads it back out wide. I think he was looking for Kelly there, didn't get enough on it, and it rolls behind for the goal kick. Oh, is it a corner? Wow, that's a corner. Wonderful chasing by Reid. He had no right to make anything of that, but as Bowen tried to run it out, Reid sprinted up behind him, put him under pressure, and Bowen inadvertently got a toe to it. Corner again. This sums up the spirit of this performance. Kelly with the in-swinger. Lots of movements around the keeper once more. Kelly sweeps to the near post, sliced away to the edge of the area. Roberts attacks that, and he's trying to stop Asante from clearing, but Asante does clear. Now Wedgbury's got to be alert, but he's put under pressure by the pace of Carline. Does really well to get it back to Dunn. Dunn calmly draws Carline to him and plays it back out to Wedgbury, who stands it up over the top. Holroyd will chase this. Kelleher heads it away. Only as far as Rutherford, 25 yards out. Takes it on the chest, drives through the centre, feeds it to Holroyd on the right flank. Holroyd's got 3 men in the box. No, tries to play a return ball to Rutherford. It's intercepted by Bowen and smashed away to the halfway line, where it's a chance of a break for Asante. Drives forwards, comes narrow. Wrexham immediately swarm around him. He spreads to the right hand side to Carline, who's playing on the opposite flank to where he was in the first half. He works it to the overlapping full-back Green. Rare chance for him to get out and find a crossing position. Pulls back to Carline, edge of the area on his left foot to Carter. Lovely return ball. Carline hits it, deflected across the face of goal and just wide of the far post. There were 2 men attacking her at the far post and nobody can get a touch. Goal kick is given. Must have come off one of them last end. Wow, that was lucky. You know, I was just thinking when Wrexham had that corner, what an absolute travesty it would be if Wrexham could play this and not win, and that was so close to the equaliser there.
Yeah, I don't know how someone at the back post, I think Hilton was the last man there. It just looked like someone needs to stick out a leg. I think they were all expecting kind of the person in front of them to do that job, and in the end it's ended up skimming past them all. It must have been inches away from the goal the way it skimmed past. A real let-off for Wrexham.
I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know if I'm right, the shot was driven there, took a deflection. I'd assume from where the players were, it must have been off a defender.
Yeah.
Goal kick's given, so I'm assuming one of those guys in front of an open goal might have got a touch and not just quite enough from close range. What a let-off that was. Anyway, they survived Wrexham. Goal kick taken, cleared by Solihull. Roberts heads it forwards, but it's come back out again to Asante on the left. He treads on the ball. Roberts is fighting to try and win it off. He's done well. He's created a loose ball. Rutherford, as ever, is there to win it back. Rutherford, his pass to Wedgbury is under hit, and Asante charges it down. He's done well to keep it in, and then Wedgbury crunches in with a cruel tackle to win it back. Smashed away by Roberts, and Reid nearly gets it. He's caught a man in the face there. The referee, I think, he's going to stop play sensibly. There was nothing intentional about that by Reid.
It was just high the way he'd already gone up and the defender put his head down, but yeah, looked nasty.
But a free kick on the halfway line. Daly, to be fair to him, has shrugged it off. You'll see how this free kick develops, and then Matt will take you through to the final whistle. As this will be launched in by Bowen. Like I said, Solihull are capable of winning headers from these sorts of positions. Wrexham hold the line just outside the box. Referee's taken a long time. He's finally given the go-ahead, and Bowen steps up, lofts it in towards the penalty spot, and it's headed away well by Wedgbury. Shooting chance, perhaps no, because Rutherford is there typically to stop Carter hitting as Carter flicks it on again towards the edge of the area, and it's flicked on again dangerously. Dunn stays on his line and gets lucky, gets very lucky. It was touched on there, and well, Thomas ran onto it 10 yards out. Dunn stayed back, and Thomas should have scored, and he made make a proper contact. Matt, you can ponder on that and then take us through to the final whistle.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one. You've got to ask, what is Chris Dunn doing? But maybe he's doing the right thing, because he puts Thomas off just by staying on his line. Everyone expected him to come running out. Solly will have it now with Asante down on the left. It's now inside. to Carter. Out to Bowen. Flick on by Thomas. Wrexham just losing the dominance that they had on this game. As Solihull get back into this. Some real key chances for Solihull. It should really be level. It's now with Thomas. It's a lovely ball from Hilton, but Carrington with a brilliant last-ditch tackle to deny them near the penalty spot. Holloway can't get hold of it, the fans are getting frustrated. Wrexham can't get hold of the ball. It's now out to Asante. Asante, poor ball, and Wedgbury finds it. It's now with Rutherford. Rutherford takes on his brilliant play from Rutherford, and it's late from Bowen. That should be a yellow card, and the referee has put his cards, it seems.
Well, I mean, that had to be a yellow. It was a crazy challenge by Bowen, wasn't it? But
Rutherford just sold him down the line, absolutely, and then Bowen just takes him out as he goes to run past him. It will be a yellow card for Bowen, I think. I won't be too sure, but yes, it is.
It was, the last 5 minutes have been so unlike the rest of the game. Suddenly, Wrexham, who, like I said, played with such intensity in this half, dropped off.
They just almost forgot how to defend in these last 5 minutes, and Solihull have had two huge chances. I mean, the first one just whizzed past the post. The second one, there's really no excusing that. He should be scoring, especially when Dunn doesn't come off his line. But as we have it, Wrexham are 1-0. Listening on Calon FM. And it's a good ball from Wedgbury to Holroyd, but Holroyd's offside.
Nice idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Holroyd's movement continues to be good. He gives really good targets, but on this occasion, yeah.
Well, he gives it and he makes sure he never stands still. He's always on the move. He's always looking for that ball through. So that's what you want from your striker, especially in a game where there's very limited chances for him. That when he's making movement like this, it's really impressive. So it's cleared by Townsend. Long ball towards Thomas, and it's now with Hilton. Wedgbury has it, but I look out to Hilton. It's out wide to Carline. Carline cuts inside. Back out to Richards. Richards is ball too long.
Well, Wrexham will take that. They'll be glad to have a throw-in to slow things down.
Yeah, a bit of a break, because it's been a mad 5-10 minutes where, as was mentioned before, Solihull really should have equalised.
The midfield four, for the first time in the game, are being forced deep.
Yeah,
and we're not getting out.
They've been able to almost rule the game now, but Solihull are attacking a lot more. They've kind of found their shape and caused some real problems. It's now out with Kelly's battling, but it's a throw into Solihull. Green takes it quickly to Carter. It's now with Hilton. Hilton finds Bowen. Bowen dinks it long. Cleared by Pearson. Trademark header out. Rutherford, lovely chest down and a great ball down the line to look for Reed. Should be dealt with by Daly. He finds Townsend. Townsend doesn't play it long first time, waits for a run of Reed and then clears. Out towards Carrington at left back. Carline wins the header ahead of the Wrexham left back. Straight back to Townsend. Looks like a sub coming on for Solihull, number 17. That is Oladipo Afolayan.
So another striker.
Yep, he used to be the guy that got replaced for Asante, was it?
Yeah.
So a usual starter for Solihull that dropped out of the team tonight.
Just wonder, would you change your shape when you've had your best 5 minutes of the game? It's interesting, I guess. Late in the match, maybe they feel the need to try and get as many attacking options as possible.
Yeah, I can only think it'd be a straight swap for Asante, because Asante hasn't been in the game much of recent. But if they take anyone else off, it'd be a real surprise, because they have looked the better team the last 10 minutes. Really getting back into this game.
They decided to let the long throw come into Wrexham's box before making a change.
Long throw from Bowen. Cleared by Manny Smith. It's straight out for another throw, and it should be. And Wrexham are also making a sub. It's going to be Masanka coming on.
You'd imagine it'd be for Reed, wouldn't you? Just to freshen legs up front.
Yeah, Holroyd still looks fit and fresh. Reed struggled the second half of it with his fitness. It's another long throw from Bowen. Wrexham can't deal with it, but Dunn in the end scoops it clear into his hands. Just lets the Solihull players run past him to make sure there's no dodgy moments there. And he clears it long out of his hands. He's aiming for Holroyd, but Holroyd's not going to make it. Daly with a nice header down towards Bowen. Bowen's got a task to make it. He does. Lovely little dink over the top. And it's now with Asante. Asante with his back to goal, just on the edge of the left-hand side. He cuts inside and now finds Carter. Carter has it. Carter with a lovely run in on his favoured left foot, and it's dinked towards the back post for Carline, but it's just over his head. Calon tries to keep it in. He does. He plays it off Kelly and wins a throw. No, it's a Wrexham throw. Yeah, Kelly did well there.
Double ricochet. Kelly did very well, didn't he? He got tight enough to knock it back onto him. Well, we see the substitutions now.
So now they will have the subs. It's going to be Afolayan coming on for number 25, Calon.
So 3 strikers maybe up front.
Yeah, quite a surprising one. I think Calon's looked decent when he's got it. So yeah, definitely 3 up front.
And he's a good aerial target, Calon, as well, coming in from the flank, which we haven't seen so much in this game, fortunately, for Wrexham.
As you say, it's a bit of a strange one if they are going 3 up top, because they've looked good playing the kind of almost 1 up front with 2 either side, but we'll soon see.
It looks like he's going over to the right-hand side. The other option is point, of course, that Carrington isn't a left-back naturally, and that maybe having a quick striker running at him might give him the options getting behind him.
Yeah, possibly. And it seems that Hilton, who did come on for the right mid, is almost playing up front, so maybe it's almost back to how they were playing. It's now with Wedgbury. Wedgbury pressure behind him, but he does well, finds Carrington. Carrington launches it over the top. Daly deals with it with ease. Now Richard flicks on, but Akil Wright has it. Akil Wright shot, his pass is deflected, it's out for a Wrexham throw. Masanka still just getting ready to come on. Ryan's been getting his board ready. It is going to be.
You'd certainly assume it's Reed, wouldn't you, really? Reed's made his way to the furthest point of the pitch to make sure we can waste a bit of time as he walks back across.
So Alex Reed coming off, he's had a great game. There's plenty of fans applauding him here, stood up, clapping.
That'll be his last game at the racecourse. He'll have to go back to Fleetwood after Saturday's game. And the Wrexham fans are really showing their appreciation for him, aren't they?
He's played brilliant tonight. He's been a bit hit and miss since joining, but hasn't found the net as much as he maybe want to. But yeah, he's been superb tonight, him and Holroyd. They haven't got the goal between them, but they've deserved one. And now Masanka's coming on a bit of fresh legs up front, and him and Holroyd obviously played a lot of football together, should be able to link up well. So now with the throw in, halfway into the Solihull half. Carrington dinks it over the top, looks for Akil Wright. It's now with Masanka. Lovely little flick from Masanka. Holroyd first time shot. Fans appeal for handball, referee has none of it.
Well,
there's nothing in that.
That was the daftest crowd shout for a penalty I've ever seen. Holroyd, brilliantly quick turn, and he smashed it. But it seemed to skew. I think he hit the ground, went straight up and hit the guy either in the chest or the chin. Yeah, he was about 6 inches away from him, so if it had hit his hand, he wouldn't have been able to help it.
Real desperation of 1-0, and we need another one. Come on, ref.
Yeah.
So it's now with Kelly. Back out to Pearson in his own half. Dinks a lovely little ball over the top to Masanka. Masanka just with his back to go on the edge of the box on the right hand side now. Kelly crosses it in, it's cleared by Daly. Pressure on him, but it's well played, and it's now with Carter for Solihull. Solihull can break here. Bowen has it, plays a left footed ball over the top, and Thomas thought about chasing it and gave up pretty quickly. Tired legs.
There's really good movements in the box by Holroyd from that Kelly cross then. He really whipped it in, Kelly. And Holroyd tried to make a run in beyond the full-back to nip in ahead of the centre-back. Couldn't quite make it, but yeah, Holroyd again, he's, as you said, he's very alert with his movements and where he goes. And, you know, when he's off the ball, he's very alive.
Him and Masanka already teaming up quite nicely since Masanka came on a few minutes ago. 32 minutes gone of this second half. It's with Dunn who plays the ball long. It's now cleared by Daly. Thomas looks to hold it up. Right now does the clearing up, but Richards has it, and Richards finds Carter. Carter with a nice ball out to Bowen. Bowen's seen plenty of the ball this second half. Just waits for a ball to come to him, and he dinks over the top, and it's fell nicely as Hilton has it. Hilton looks to take on Pearson. He's got past Pearson. Pearson's dragging back, but Hilton stays on his feet. Still Hilton. He's turned Pearson inside out, but then it falls to Wedgbury, and Wedgbury clears. Keller over the top towards Hilton again. Hilton's been lively since coming on, and it's lovely play though by Rutherford again. But Wrexham give it away again. Frustrating from both teams. Can't keep hold of possession. Richards now finds Bowen. Bowen looks for Hilton but can't find him. Keller wins it now to right, and there's a real space for Kelly on the left. So he can look for him. Instead, Rutherford has it. Rutherford looks to switch it crossfield, but instead tries to play it out, and he's not happy with it. Once told he was a man on.
Yeah, he turned into trouble, Rutherford, then, didn't he? He looked up and saw Kelly and thought about it, didn't deliver.
Space, did he, to kind of go for the Hollywood ball across the field. It's now Bowen tried to throw just inside the Wrexham half on the left-hand side. It's now with Keller.
Pearson deals that long ball nicely, just gets tight to Thomas and stops him challenging.
He does well, but when it was on the ground there, Hilton was turning him inside out, wasn't he?
It was lovely attacking play that.
Really not good to watch if you're a Wrexham fan. He was turning Pearson and put him on his backside a few times there.
Such cute play then by Wrexham, because when Pearson got tight to Thomas had just twisted his knee and was taking his time getting up again. So Dunn rolled the ball out to Carrington, and immediately Pearson and Wedgbury are telling Carrington put it out to play, which Carrington does, and that just slows things down, gets us a bit closer to that final whistle. Just over 10 minutes left now, and Thomas is fine. He's limping, but he's fine. No need for a physio, and Wrexham are just taking the sting out of the game a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. They've obviously still 1-0, even though there's only 10 minutes left, and they've kind of lost that dominance, so they're going to have to really just get back into things and just grab a bit more possession and just make sure they see this one out, because Solihull are looking the more dangerous. It's now with Carrington, who loops the ball, looks for Holroyd, but Holroyd's being held by Daly. Wedgbury pushing the back, and it's a free kick.
Yeah,
plenty of complaints from the fans, but I don't think you can really argue with that one. It's a bit of a... Wedgbury knew what he was doing there. So now Keller goes for the free kick. It's cleared by Roberts. Now that is a foul. Surely, referee doesn't want to. Looks like Holroyd gets an elbow to the back of the head. The referee doesn't give anything. It's now ended up Bowen on the left-hand side. Now with Wedgbury. Long ball over to Masanka. Masanka's going to give chase. Keller clearly tired. He looks to trip Masanka. Masanka's got it in the corner there. Nice play from Masanka to hold it up. He needs help though. Play it against him. Tries to play against him for a corner. It can't. But instead Wrexham have it back. Wedgbury's got a man on, and he slices his chance. He slices his pass, and it's gone out.
The fans are loving Masanka then, weren't they? He chased the ball to the corner flag, did well to get there and beat his man to it. And then once he's right tight in the corner flag, he just kept doing drag backs and forcing Kelleher back till they were almost in the box, and the crowd were loving it.
Yeah, 9 minutes too early maybe, but lovely play. It's cleared over the top. Right, it's a good chance for Masanka though. Long ball, the keeper comes out, and it's a clash of heads. But I think the keeper just got to it. It's now with Kelly. Kelly looks to shoot. Can Kelly find the shot? He shoots, and it's deflected. Great defending. Great defending from Green to block the shot from Kelly. Townsend came running out to stop Masanka. It's almost a clash of heads. And then it falls to Kelly, and his shot is well blocked. So it's now with Green. He's all over the shop. He's gone from right back to right mid, looking to attack. Nice play. Holroyd fouls him. Isn't much in that, but
I thought it was a foul. I was slightly surprised the ref took so long to think about that, if I'm honest, and
just
chance him to put it in a box again.
Little contact, but late from Holroyd stops the play, so
that chance then, Masanka went in bravely, keeper did well come out the box and went in bravely too, and won the clean header. And then when it came out to Kelly, you just think for a moment, you're going to do what Rutherford did and try and lift her over the keeper before he can settle. Kelly tried to be composed. He set himself really well, carrying it forwards, but the shot's blocked.
It's a cracking block. The shot was goal banned and the keeper's off his line, but obviously a great block from Keller to deny them. So we go again. It's still 1-0 Wrexham. 8 minutes left now. Wedgbury clears, and Wrexham can break now if Holroyd turns. He does. He finds Rutherford, who's just gone out to the left-hand side. Rutherford looks for Masanka first time, and Masanka's offside. That was.
And he was.
Really poor, really. Masanka can see right across the line, Masanka, and he's just gone too early.
It's a shame, because I think in his locker to beat the man for pace.
Oh, he definitely beats him for pace.
And I think I'll stick up for him a little bit. He was sprinting already, so I don't think he was looking back across the line.
Just delaying a bit,
But he was, although the crowd were livid, he was just off.
Keats obviously not happy happy either, giving the fourth official a bit more words. Townsend now takes the free kick, just came to the halfway time to take it now. It's now number 17. The Lion can't do anything with it, and Masanka looks to be a foul. The referee doesn't want to give it. Richards plays it over the top. Looks for Richards again, but can't find it.
Hilton seemed to lead with his arm into Pearson then. I'm very surprised the ref didn't give that. And he's allowing quite a lot of physical stuff to go at the moment.
So now with Carrington, he loops it back over his head. It's played off Green onto Kelly. That'll be a Solihull throw just inside the Wrexham half. It's now with Green. Looks for Richards. Back to Green. Out again to Richards. Richards plays it across to Keller. Bowen's got plenty of space, as is Afolayan. It's now with Keller. He's made a run from centre half. Amazing run towards the midfield area. Back to Richards. Plenty of space for Green on the right. He doesn't look for him. Instead he goes left to Bowen. Bowen now can drive it into the box. Floating cross. That's well cleared by Sean Pearson. And seems to be out cold there, Thomas.
Yeah, Bolton Pearson immediately was telling the referee he's got a head injury, and the referee did act this time, and he's got the physio on. Yeah, the Solihull bench were barking at their players, launch it in. They desperately want to put that ball in there, but Wrexham's midfield is driven so deep, and I've got to be honest, I'm not enjoying this. There's 5 minutes left. You know, Solihull are playing a lot better than you expect a team down the bottom to play, and they're putting us under real pressure now. And
the second half has been a real tough task for Wrexham.
They started so well, didn't they?
Yeah, the first 5 minutes were brilliant, but then the remaining 35 that's followed have just been, it's almost back to the wall stuff for Wrexham. They haven't been able to get it going forward, and then Solihull had chances to punish them. They're obviously, we don't like to see a man down, but it's a much needed break for Wrexham to get some work and keep 5 minutes to try and hold on to this win.
The whole Wrexham team, except for Kelly and Dunn, have gone over to get instruction and take on some liquids. Most of the Solihull team have as well. Thomas up on his feet, thankfully. But, I say take instruction. Masanka actually is getting a lengthy lecture from Carl Darns at the moment. But the first part of Masanka's little venture over to the dugout was spent lecturing the linesman over that offside decision. He was really telling him off. So, crowds are getting on their feet and getting a bit of noise, just trying to inspire Wrexham. We need to close this out now.
So the clock currently has 4 minutes on. We'll probably see a few minutes added on at least. There's been some stoppages. Wrexham will have the ball back here, and they'll look to get it started again. There's very little time left in this game, but Solihull continue to press and continue to look like they could get that equalising goal.
There's a bit of a dispute here because Wrexham had the ball, but I don't think Solihull were unwilling to give it back to us.
Kick it to Townsend, and the game resumes. There's going to be another sub warming up. It's Kettle for Solihull. Pearson fouled late.
I'm wondering if Kettle is going to be a centre-back thrown up front.
Well,
Solihull really trying everything.
I think Daly's just gone up front himself, so I don't know whether Daly's staying there or so. Yeah, so Thomas, so really all guns blazing for Solihull. Last few they've got Daly, the giant centre-half. Now, I'm not saying that lightly, but he does tower over Pearson and Smith, which is some going. So yeah, big guy up front for them now. Thomas, the striker's come off. He's just out cold before he seems to take a head injury and stay still for a few minutes, so he's came off.
Wrexham had 2 time-wasting substitutions up their sleeves, of course.
Yep. It's now Dunn going to take the free kick. Goes towards the left where Masanka waits, and it just goes straight out for a Solihull throw.
They've made good substitutions in the second half. They've made an impact on the game, Solihull.
Yep.
And fair play. It's uncomfortable. It sums up what we were saying about Wrexham's lack of cutting edge. To play like we did for the first hour, probably as well as we have all season in terms of dominating a team, and yet now here we are having to defend to make sure we win it.
The first 55 minutes were special, but then the last kind of 35 just haven't been up to standard. They're just, I don't know what it is. There's been not much of a change in personnel. I mean, Hilton coming on for Solihull has made a real change. He's been a real live wire. But apart from that, looked like a foul throw in the corner there though. But yeah, Wrexham really struggling, and Solihull are the team on the attack in these last few minutes. Hilton, lovely touch again, but it's heavy for Masalayan.
All the results still going Wrexham's way. Just need to close this out.
Yep, Pearson clears the header, and it's now with Kelly. Kelly battling with Green, the right back. And it's now up to Daly, the big centre-half who's ended up front, and it's a ball over down the line towards Hilton. Hilton, lovely control. Wedgbury takes a tumble in the middle. Still with Hilton, lovely quick feet. Manny Smith trying to get close to him, he tries, but well cleared by Pearson. Wrexham need to clear the lines here and get out. Masanka does well and wins a throw-in. Brilliant play from linesman, gives it the other way.
Good man, Masanka, doesn't need to get the pass in.
It's now back out across to the back four for Solihull and play it across to Keller. Bowen's in Aiken's space instead. Keller goes for a long ball. Daly doesn't move. It's a bizarre miscommunication from Solihull. Telly plays centre-half because he didn't know what to do with the striker there when the long ball was there.
And Wrexham are happy because the bouncer got done and he can make someone come to him to pick her up, and they run the clock down again. Masanka just ran the width of the pitch to close down the defenders, to the delight of the fans again.
Masanka will give chase again. Bowen plays it back to Townsend. Townsend can only pick it out, and again, more valuable time for Wrexham to just settle themselves.
He's been good fresh legs, hasn't he, Masanka? Because keeps chasing, no chance of getting to that. Just forces the keeper to put it out.
Yeah, and I think it's been a clever substitution for Keats. They knew that Masanka wasn't going to get much impact in the game, but it's the way he's chased them, the way he's put pressure on the defenders, he's just rushed them a bit. So yeah, it's kept Wrexham kind of ticking over, and they need it. 3 minutes added on. I thought there'd been more than that, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Wrexham will take that the way it's going. Masanka challenges, can't win it. It's now out with Carter. Carter goes for the long ball to top. Daly can't beat Manny Smith. Now with the keel right, lovely little flick over to Rumford on the right hand side. Bowen has it now.
Great play by Robertson. It's not long.
Very clever.
Just stood his ground. Hilton can't run through him, through into Wrexham. Can't believe it was only 3 minutes. Wrexham got James Hurst ready to come on.
Yep. Another bit of defence to add to Wrexham to just hold out. I didn't think I'd be saying they'd be holding out the way they played. It's a crazy end to this game.
How we didn't get the second goal, I just can't understand.
Credit to Solihull, though, they're stuck in this game. Flicked on by Appalayan. It's now with Roberts, who goes long. Green wins the header. Back out to Rutherford, just inside his own half. And he's offside, Masanka, again. It's a chance for Solihull now to lump it into the box. Bowen just going to leave this to his keeper, Townsend. Almost every Solihull player apart from Bowen is up on the last line of defence. It's now going to be Hirsch coming on for Wrexham. For Marcus Kelly. Marcus Kelly's played well tonight, hasn't he, Mark? I think.
Excellent, good movement, very lively, he's looked inventive, and his energy has been a bit better than on Saturday, but he tired a bit on Saturday, but he's been putting sprints in late in the game. He's now walking very slowly off the pitch. The referee's walking with him, trying to get him off, but Kelly's an old hand, he knows what he's doing. Excellent shift by him.
Kelly gets a standing ovation from the fans as Hurst comes on. There's 1 minute. 1 minute and 1 minute and a half left for this game. It's 1-0 to Wrexham still. You're listening on Calon FM. And can Wrexham hold out with these last minute or so? It's now Townsend that's going to lump the ball long. Every Solihull player in the box almost. Manny Smith can only half play. It looks like he could go out for a throw, but it's well done by Carrington to prevent it going for a corner. Back out to Richards, and he does his job there. Holroyd just dinks it off him and gives him a throw-in. Going to be a long throw from Green on the right-hand side.
For a moment, Solihull sent everyone up, and the Masanka in his own halfway, and they've realised that.
Green with a long throw that's almost reached the penalty area. Pearson clears well, as he has done all game. Masanka is back to goal. Just needs to make sure he doesn't lose it here. And it's a ball down the line, but it's only out to Bowen. Plenty of Solihull players still up here. It's just inside the half. Bowen back on his left foot, looks to play a long ball cross field. Diagonal ball towards Hilton. Pearson clears again. Wedgbury wins it. It's a foul on Hurst. And it's a free kick to Wrexham.
I'll tell you what, Pearson won an excellent header then, and Wedgbury did superbly on the edge of the area, putting himself in where he was likely to get clattered. That's an excellent header, both of them. And and Wrexham win, that just sums it up, the way Wrexham will fight for results. Bit of argy-bargy as Wrexham had a waste time.
Real battling performance from Wrexham. Solihull will be disappointed. They've had clear chances to equalise, but Wrexham have held on. They've had chances themselves. And yeah, it's real positives. I mean, maybe not even last season, but early on in the season, this has been a game that Wrexham might have drawn, or last season they might have even lost, so they've really held on and battled well. So it's done to play it long. Last few 30 seconds so of this match, it goes out for a throw-in.
Hit a minute over the free.
The clock is now 49. The referee looks at his whistle, and as Sander kicks in, that's it. That's the game. Wrexham 1, Solihull 0. You've been listening on Calon FM. I've been Mac Crosby, and it's Mark.
You're listening to Wrexham Football Club commentary live on Calon FM. Brought to you by the Wrexham AFC Media Team. Follow all of the action live and exclusive here on Calon FM. Listen on 105 FM, online at calonfm.com or via the TuneIn radio app. Follow us on Twitter at Calon FM and at Commentary WAFC. Wrexham AFC on Calon FM. Whenever, wherever.
Calon FM.
So the final score, Wrexham 1, Solihull Moors 0. And we're still waiting for confirmation of the final scores around the rest of the National League. But as things stand, Wrexham are top of the league. I'm a little edgy. I'm looking at the BBC's website, and all their scores seem to be about 5 minutes out of date. So I'm not totally sure yet. But if Wrexham do go top, it'll be the first time since the 16th of March 2013. We'd gone top the midweek before then. Remember that game when Wrexham won 2-1 at Lincoln and Daly Adebola scored from the halfway line? And then the next match we drew 0-0 at home to Luton and lost that top spot. But well, I'll tell you what, this Wrexham side, we've seen both sides of it today, really, I think, haven't we, Matt? Because firstly, well, they showed terrific ability to scrap for a result, to perform and dominate, probably better than they have done all season for the first 65 minutes. But then last 25, they really had to work for that 12th clean sheet of the season.
Wow, yes. The last half an hour was just almost painful to watch because Solihull got into the game, but Wrexham just didn't really have any reply to it. They didn't have anything going forward. And a real polar opposite to the first 60 minutes where Wrexham were in control. They were classy, some lovely moves, some lovely runs. And I don't know what it was, just the pressure maybe got to them as the game got nearer to the end. They felt like we need to hold out, but yeah, there's definitely improvements made on that last half hour, which to be fair overshadows what was an unbelievable first 60 minutes. So I think the fans coming out of here have got the win, but they might feel a bit disappointed. But I think when you look back on the whole, it was an impressive performance. Last half an hour let them down, but a win's a win, and that's what the teams at the top do.
Absolutely right. I mean, it was peculiar, wasn't it? And I did feel uncomfortable. That first 65 minutes, I was thinking, goodness me, it's such a one-sided game. But I guess that does sum up what we've said, that there is that lack of cutting edge to be on top of a match like that, and the performance was outstanding, and not be able to polish it off and to dig in like that at the end. It does say something about our need to just sharpen up in the box, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was the same story at Chester as well, where we kind of got the goal and it was sloppy, and the last half hour it was all Chester and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what it is, because they still look confident at the back, they still look solid. You expect Pearson and Smith to win everything. It just seems to bypass the midfield and sides create chances when they shouldn't. I think it is down to that cutting edge, because Wrexham are dominant. Really, it was a good performance with Solihull, but it should have really been a 2-0, 3-0 scoreline, maybe 3-1, something like that. So yeah, 1-0 maybe doesn't tell the whole story in that game.
I will say though, I've said at half-time, I quite like looking at my notes here, just illustrates how the game has flowed, and just looking at my notes at the end then, although the last 25 minutes were edgy, the last thing I noted down in terms of a chance for Solihull was 69 minutes, which they had those two chances in 2 minutes. So although we were put under a lot of pressure, we did actually defend well. I think we restricted them and to very few sights of goal.
Well, yeah, I think it kind of started to go downhill for Wrexham after we had that little mad couple of minutes where it was end-to-end, where there was chance for Wrexham, chance for Solihull, chance for Wrexham again. And then Wrexham kind of, when they had that double chance where they really should have scored one of them, that was a real key chance, and they couldn't take it, but Wrexham will take that because that's a win.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the results now to see whether
coming in.
They have gone our way, and at the moment, none of the ones I want to see are still full times. They're still going our way. I want to see that. Before we go off air, we've got only less than 2 minutes to go, so I'll keep an eye on that.
We'd like to confirm we're top before the time we go off air, but I don't think it's happening.
Absolutely right. I normally turn around at this point and say who's man of the match. Do we both know who's man of the match here?
You probably heard on commentary, probably mentioned his name more than anyone on the pitch. So Paul Rutherford, I think just an unbelievable performance. He was everywhere. He obviously scored the goal. That usually gets you a man of the match, but he did really deserve the man of the match result because he was fantastic.
He was terrific, and the amount of ground he covered was superb, wasn't it? He really worked hard. Macclesfield got a late equaliser and drawn 2-2. Wrexham was still ahead of them, though, albeit only on goal difference. We're still waiting for the Sutton score and the Dagenham score to come in. But yeah, Rutherford, he was just everywhere. He was creative. He scored the goal. He defended as well. But there were other excellent performances. The two centre mids showed terrific tenacity in the way they battled, didn't they?
Yep, I thought Carrington was excellent as well. He made sure, obviously, Pearson and Smith, but Carrington kind of went on the radar and everything. And Holroyd I thought was exceptional. Not to mention Reed as well. He was also brilliant, but Holroyd I thought his movement was fantastic, and he just didn't come away with a goal, but Rutherford did, and he was the star today.
Absolutely. And then at the back, the centre-back solid as ever as well. Roberts, I thought, was sound and got forwards well, especially in that opening half hour, and Wrexham looked to compose. And then Kelly creative down the left-hand side. So we still haven't quite had the confirmation of the good news, but the fact of the matter is, who cares? You can only deal with your own issues, your own results. Wrexham have won here today, maintain that pressure. So with the final score of Wrexham 1, Solihull Moors 0, I'll hand back to the studio.
Calon FM, ein gymuned, ein gerddoriaeth.
i ddim annibynnol yn eich cartref eich hun gyda gwasanaethau gofal hyfryd ar y safle. Gall maes y dderwen roi tawelwch meddwl i chi yn yr awr ac at y dyfodol. Mae'n ddatblygiad newydd sbon sy'n cynnwys fflatiau 1 a 2 ystafell wely o safon uchel ar rent ar ffordd Grosvenor, Wrexham. I bobl 60 oed a hyn gydag angen gofal wedi ei asesu.